good to have you here. It's an honor to have you here, Maggie. When we started this podcast in November 2021, we started, and I remember we had a short list of who are people that we want to have in here, and admittedly that this was before your major health challenges.
Oh, I was just being a bit dramatic.
But yeah, just a bit of the sniffles. But I just, anyone who's got such a story to tell, because your background in nursing alone, you would have seen some shit.
I did. Oh my god.
Actual shit, like explosive diarrhea is a thing.
It really
I've seen
is. It's terrible.
It's like a chocolate fountain.
It goes everywhere like blood.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
But obviously, in time that's passed, and we all have our challenges that we go through in life, and you're certainly no different. And
Maggie's very challenging.
Yeah,
Thank
she's
you very much. It's good that you know that, boys.
Yeah, it's very challenging.
Don't mess with me.
And I refer to you as my comedy mum because from day dot, you've you're always so nice to me and took me under your wing. I describe people as imagine Mrs. Doubtfire but black. You're very soft spoken, but
also not a man.
No, well, there is that.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I was very polite with you, and I didn't lie, and
oh man,
I was a little less than subtle.
Can we talk about the first time I had a year off, and it was, my God, I think Dylan was there too, Morgan was there. We're all out the front.
That's right.
So we had a gig at Bubbles Bar, and we're standing outside the entrance, and you come out, and in front of everyone, he's like, "You follow me now." And you started walking down the alleyway.
We did that thing. We were like, "Oh, mama."
And I was just like, I was like the shrug emoji. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
And I was following you, and we got to the end of to Broadway. You turned around, and you're like, right, boy, what the fuck was that? I was like, what the what? You were just terrible tonight. You couldn't remember anything. You're stammering over your words. You can't tell me you don't know your set, because literally on the weekend just gone at the Globe, you killed it with that set.
Yep.
So what the fuck's going on? Don't lie to me. And you're in my face. You're in my grill. And
I'm like, so
I
angry
missed
with
Mrs.
you.
Doubtfire, Maggie. I was like, fuck. And she said, don't you lie to me, because you always seem to talk to me with a bit of sass, like, boy. And then I was like, because I hadn't told anyone. I've made it a thing to hide it from everyone, the closest, Morgan, Dylan. And I looked at you, because this was a Thursday night. And I looked at you, I said, I haven't slept since Monday. And you're like, and why? And I'm like, and I told you about, I take this immunosuppressant drug called prednisone for about 11 years straight. And instead of getting any sort of sympathy, you double down on the anger. You're like, then why the fuck are you here? Why the fuck? What is wrong with you? And you literally gave me this dressing down of epic proportions. But you managed to get through the stubborn head of mine, because it's what am I doing? Health and wealth. Health is first, right?
Yes.
And that's when I stepped back. You're the catalyst for making me because that was right after the car crash, when I decided to play chicken with the train.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
Right.
Spoiler alert! The train won.
Yeah.
and you gave me this dressing down, but then you looked at me. You're like, my mum's been taking prednisone for 20 plus years, so I understand. But she's like, you were kind of you were still telling me off, but you kind of, I think you saw the fear in my eyes and the urine running down my leg. Because I was like, but you were still stern with me, because you were still in my face.
Yes.
And it's just why are you here? You just had a car crash. She goes apart from the fact that you disappointed me tonight, that's the one you think you see.
Yeah.
You disappointed me, but it was also worrying, because I was like, what's wrong with this kid? Something's up, and I said to you, none of these guys know anything. I've been hiding this whole time about my depression and the prednisone and the effects prednisone has on you, and it was, so that was so like I said, comedy mum, you keep it real, 100 all the time.
You scared me a lot that day. You really did.
Yeah, you let it out, because again, it came from a place of love.
Absolutely.
But man, you, and you're like, I'll tell your mum. And I'm just like an angry Maggie and an angry on one side, an angry mum on the other. Fuck that, rocking a hard place. Fuck me.
You terrified me that day because I really thought that you were going to die on stage. You were awful.
The fact that you knew it was something health related,
Yep.
like something was off.
So totally off.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that you changed so much in a few days from that
Yeah.
Thursday. I'd seen you at the weekend and then that Thursday. Nah, something was very, very wrong. Really wrong.
And then we fast forward to after I came back from that break and it was at the Raw Comedy Quest final. And I think I made you shed a tear nearly because you're like, that's the cows I've been waiting
Yes.
for.
That's the fella I remember. That's
Yeah.
the talent I remember.
Yeah.
That's the passion I remember.
So it was nice to come full circle because you were a big part of that. Because without that rest, that putting my health first. Because you really put health at the forefront of my mind. Like, fuck, I actually am not doing well.
No.
I need to address this shit. And the reason why I was gone for so long is because, well, look what's happened over the last few years. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on that there's only so much like clutter you can put under your bed before.
Absolutely.
And it's and you're the reason why, Maggie. So you're definitely near and dear to my heart, Gil. It's like,
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. You've been amazing.
I will always look after you. That's
Yeah.
who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
I
nice.
could. It worried me a lot that nobody else could see it. That scared me too. That
Yeah.
everybody was around you, and they were letting you get away with your bullshit. I was like, what are you people all looking at?
Yeah.
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 I had like again like it's not fun lying to your
No.
closest, but
Yeah.
it was more like I'm fine. Like let's just move on. Let's carry on moving forward. When it's like no, you need to stop and look at yourself.
Yeah.
I was falling apart. Like, and I guess that's hindsight's a good thing. Like, and especially during this podcast, like looking back, it's like, oh, I know where I fucked up. Like, it was when my dad died, and I was so eager to look after everyone in the family, like to look after everyone. But then I never stopped once and looked at myself and go, how am I doing? Not
Yeah.
once. And I was going spiraling down, like just like out of control. And then it just got too much to handle.
Yeah, I'm a big believer. You need to fill your pot first before you feed everybody else.
Well, there's
Yeah.
the reason why in planes, when like, those gas masks come down,
Yes.
you're instructed to don't worry about your kids and wife. You put yours on first, because if you're strong, you can help your family. But if you try and start putting masks on your kids and you pass out,
Everybody does.
yeah. So
that's right.
this is so I get that, like, because it helps having my daughter at home. Like she needs at the very least like a clear-minded dad, and but yeah. So I've got good. You got to have good support nearby.
You do.
Not
You
just
can't
family,
support
but
anybody else if you're not there.
because I always
you
tell
have-
people, family
that's
doesn't
right.
mean blood necessarily.
Nah.
Like, I consider like this is my second home. I feel comfortable here. Like my mum and like loves Dylan to bits. Like you saw her doting over his fucking pumpkin soup. That
Wasn't even mine.
honestly, I could hear her from my room. She was in the dining room table. And I could hear slurp. Oh, slurp. I don't even like pumpkin soup.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to try this. And I was like, oh, yeah. She's like, do you want some? I'm like, I don't really feel up to it right now. Oh, I'll have it. Slurp. Oh, I'm like, oh, shut up.
That's real good.
I get it.
Who
I
made it?
don't like gin.
Oh, okay.
I don't like pumpkin soup,
Yeah, it was
but
baller.
I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I was in love with the soup.
All right. I've got a friend who loves cooking, and every now and again she will bring food over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's been awesome because
Yeah,
there
that
are
sounds great.
days when I just cannot be asked to cook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, good. Well, now that I know that.
yes, standing up, because I'm permanently dizzy
Yeah.
since the strokes.
Is
I'm
it kind of like
always dizzy.
vertigo? How's is it?
The best analogy I've got is, you know, when you've had your first glass or two of wine.
Oh yeah. Yep. I
Yeah,
know-
you're
I know
not
what you
drunk. You know you're
Yeah.
not drunk, and if you could drive safely.
mean. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm like all the time,
Gotcha.
every
It's like
day.
you start to get tipsy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every single day.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
hard.
I go to bed. I don't feel like it. I'm fine. Every morning I wake up and think, yes, it's gone. And then
Yeah.
I stand up and my body goes, no.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about those mornings? I have those mornings where I wake up and I'm like, pain's gone. Like, holy shit! Like, it's a good day today, and like I have a go-to list of people that I reach out to. It's a small like list,
Yeah.
like Dylan, like Morgan, like my brother, and it's more like, or when people see that I'm online, like one of my friends put it the other day, it made me laugh. He goes, "You're the only friend I have where I go to message you and it literally says." Last active 5 days ago. Like,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you have dial-up? Like, what? What are you doing? Like, what do you? But once it says I'm online, people are like, oh, like, hey, how you
Yeah.
doing and stuff. But then, like you said in the car, you live day by day.
There's no.
Yeah.
I
You
make
can't plan
plans.
for like, oh, do you want to do something on Sunday? It's like, oh, that's cute. Like,
Good on you.
I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to midnight tonight. Like,
That's how it feels. Every day is
literally
like that.
like late. I was like, well, pick you up at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
And I was telling Dylan we'll be there just after 6, and then I had to message both of you like last minute health hiccup I called it. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it's like, but it's cool because you two understood. But
Yeah. Totally.
it's just like that
Oh,
on a-
totally.
on a dime. Like everything can change, and
You
that's-
can have grand plans. I've given that up. I'd plan one day at a time. Yes, I've got
Yeah.
things that I do regularly, or at least they're in my calendar, and I try to do them regularly.
Yeah.
But if you get a message from me that says, "Yeah, nah, today's not that day,"
Mm.
you just got to get used to it.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
real lucky. Like my friends around me,
Yeah.
my circle, they get it.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh man, he's a build-up. So what if he's a flake?
Nah.
Nah.
It goes deeper than that. And like, because I already beat myself up about it enough, you know. And it's cool to have like a circle of mates around you that they understand. Like the very last minute, it could be me that organised something.
Yep.
And the last
Yeah.
minute, it's like, sorry,
Can't
I gotta,
do it.
Can't do it. Yeah.
Want to, can't.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's how we operate with this podcast. It's like everyone's like, "Oh, I'd love to come on. What day do you record?" And we're like, "No.
We'll let you know, and it'll probably be 5 to 8 hours warning
Yeah,
Yep.
at best,
at best. Like,
because we've done it before and it's been like 2.
well, even with Maggie, we were just talking about life
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like,
it's true.
Yeah.
I know it's short notice, but in a couple of hours, it's a couple of hours.
I love his cute message. He goes, "Do you mind if Maggie?" And I'm like, "Do I mind? Of course I don't. Don't even
you
ask.
so
bro.
much.
It's just their OG.
Don't even ask.
It's their OG, like their politeness, where it's like I'm inviting someone around to your crib.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I knew it was fine.
I do have to remind myself it's not just my house. Like it's a shared house.
It's your family house.
It's a family home. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when he messaged me, I was like, "Of course." And then immediately I was like, "Oh."
There's more than just me in the house. Oops.
But Jen knows. Even my wife has gone to the point where she knows Cal's and his health and everything. And it's like sometimes we have to just go, yes,
She's been great. Yeah.
no matter what, no matter
Today's
what we're
the
doing.
day.
Yeah.
Has to happen.
I mean, there's been days where it's been my turn to cook, put Brick into bed, and blah 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 blah. And I've been like, Cal's coming to record, and she's just like, okay,
Yeah.
it's your turn tomorrow.
Because it's more like
Do you know what I
I
mean?
don't know
Yep.
when I'll be well again.
Oh, I
she
get
knows
that.
too.
And it's like, if you're willing to wait till the next time, that's fine. But I'm just letting you know for the next 6 to 12 hours,
Yes.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, no pressure. But and he's just like, no, let's make it work.
There's,
So,
there's also been times where Jen's been like, I'll be like, oh, Cows wants to come. And she'll be like, as much as it annoys her, she's also like, okay, Dylan needs this as much as Cows does.
Yes.
So she's been like, okay, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
And there's some reciprocation at the end.
Totally.
So whatever you have to give up for whatever day it is,
Yep.
you'll do it again another day.
the next day, yeah. Or
See,
make
that's
it up
why
to her
you
later,
two
yeah.
work.
It took a while.
I'm a pain in the ass, but I'm well loved.
Yeah.
Good.
It took a while. Like, Cows will know. So, like, there were times when at first we would come over and he's like, boy, I could cut the tension with a knife.
Oh man, you could cut it with a knife. And initially, it was the whole, we've been married for how long? You can't talk to me, but you can all of a sudden open
to
up to
him,
Kels.
yeah.
Like, cause I'd walk in and like, hey Jen, she's like,
Uh-oh.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just be outside.
Yeah. Except she was Jake the Muss.
But you know, it's
Just
But
want to
it's
make that
kind of-
clear to everyone. It was
it's
me
kind of-
getting the beating.
it's kind of like it's not just people who have mental health. issues.
It's
It's like everyone, the people who don't have mental health issues, but learning to live amongst it.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a big learning curve for all of us. But
The other thing about this podcast, which has been helpful, is that it's not just my mental health that's come a long way. It's hers. Do you know what I mean? So, like, when we started this, she would not admit that she had issues.
Oh, everybody has
Oh,
issues.
100%. And so, after a while, when my communication opened up,
Yep.
she was like, okay, I'm going to open up mine now. And she was like, I have this anxiety and
Yep.
trauma and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, holy moly. You know what I mean? Like, and that was like 15 years of marriage. We didn't know this stuff.
It's learning how to talk about what you're feeling and processing, and
Yeah.
it's a really bad skill.
Oh,
I have to say.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so this podcast has been a game changer.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and
you found a space in which you're allowed to just be 100% authentically you.
Yeah.
because selfishly it's been like therapeutic for us. Like, and I don't mean this in a shitty way, but I couldn't give a damn who's listening or not listening, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, it's for selfishly for us. But if people get something out of it, that's an absolute bonus.
Yeah.
And
What
To my
you've
su-
learned is invaluable. You've
Yeah.
learned how to talk about what you're feeling and experiencing. And so many people I know need to learn that skill.
Yeah.
And to find a place where they're comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
And that's a rare thing.
Yeah.
oh, it's been
That's
real
a rare
cathartic, real
thing.
therapeutic, and
Yep.
like a lot of people that I've known for 20 plus years, family and friends, found out about my mental health issues through the podcast. I've hidden it from all of them,
Yeah.
you know, and it's but that's not the way to live. Like,
No, it's not.
no, it's,
Yeah.
this is like, and it goes back to, like, my dad he had crippling depression, but I was very pig-headed about, as a teenager. I'd look at him like, what are you sad for? Like, you got two
the whole
very,
world.
very overly handsome boys.
And
know,
pals.
And oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be kidding. Like, but like now looking back at it, like, it kills me knowing that my dad was, he was struggling in silence.
He probably didn't know how to tell anyone,
didn't
least of
know.
all his own kids.
It's from a generation where
Generational
you
thing.
don't,
100%.
didn't know how to communicate. He didn't know how to show love. It's that generation
Yep.
where it's, you know, the whole like, oh, you're upset, I'll give you something to be upset about.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord, I remember that
You
phrase.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But whereas, like, I always say that, like, our generation, we can be that voice of change, because I learned from all the mistakes he made. Because my daughter and I, it's a beautiful
You
relationship.
guys
we
are
have.
really tight. It's
very, very,
gorgeous
very
to see.
close. Very,
Yeah.
nothing's off limits, and that's the way it should be. You know, you like, if your child bucks up the courage to come up to you and, like, Dad, and say something. Let's say it's about a boy, like a boyfriend, and you immediately like just like start yelling at her. Do you think she's gonna come back to you
No.
and talk to you?
not.
Like, that's not, you know, because some of my mates that have, like, daughters that are a little bit younger than my daughter, and they'll be like, oh, what the fuck, you let her vape? Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, you let her have a drink with you? I'm like, well, how did we learn? We used to sneak out of our room at the middle of the night, just drink. We don't know
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Drink more.
Yeah, we just didn't know. Like, I'd rather her know, like, or like sneaking off to, like, you know, like girls and stuff. Like, I'd rather have an open, like, because her boyfriend comes over. He's a really nice kid, but that's come from that open line of
Yeah.
communication. It comes all the way back to learning from the mistakes my dad made. Because if he had just learned how to do what we're doing now and talking about it, I'm sure it would have been a lot, like, less harder for him. But going through what I've been going through, I realize, like, sometimes I talk to Dad, I'm like, I get it now, Dad. Like,
Yeah.
you poor
Oh,
motherfucker,
yes.
like, going
Yeah.
through all that, like, in silence, all that pain.
Mm.
Because if I know, like, if Dylan and I didn't have some sort of outlet, that would have been exactly what Dad was going through. And the
Yeah.
thought of not having an outlet like this, oh man, like,
Imagine the
Yeah.
size of the burden you would have been carrying.
oh, it was already huge
Yeah.
before we started this. Like, hence why the things were at tipping point. You know, like, so it's been huge for us, this whole thing. And so to have you here, it's
Is-
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
yeah.
Very, very much.
So welcome to the show, Maggie.
Hello.
Yeah.
Show. Maggie Malone.
Maggie Malone.
Maggie Malone. My comedy mum, you can see the
Comedian
resemblance.
extraordinaire. Yeah.
You see the resemblance.
So Maggie, I want to take the people who are listening to this through down the amazing journey that is Maggie.
Ooh, yep.
So if you're listening to this, you probably picked up Maggie has a slight accent.
It's a very bad New Zealand accent.
It's either a very bad or very posh. It's very Remuera.
Remuera. Very Epsom. It's very Epsom.
Very Epsom.
It's very Epsom.
So you were born in England?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
In
part of
southeast England, southwest of London.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we was Dad was where was he? He was Ealing. So Ealing.
Oh, that's East London.
That's east.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hampshire, southern England, very
Hampshire.
posh. It's
Hampshire.
where home county's accent comes from.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
So Hampshire is one of the home counties.
Is it Hampshire or Hampshire?
If you're very posh, it's Hampshire.
Hampshire.
Yeah, but those of us that live there, it's just Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you like
Yeah.
to and sort of skip syllables. It was like when I was at the dinner table and I said to Dad, like, "Can you pass the I sounded it out, the Worcestershire
Good
sauce?"
Lord.
Yeah, he reacted, a bit more pissed off than that. He looked at me, he just passed it to me, and before I went to grab it, he pulled it back. He's like, "Oyster." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Kind of like oyster with a W. What? Don't ever say that again." I'm like, "I just sounded out
Yeah.
It's Worcester.
Worcestershire," and because he shuddered. I'm sure he dropped
Yeah,
his
yeah.
knife.
I can imagine how the poor man felt. It's just Worcestershire sauce.
It was like when I used to put ketchup on my Scotch eggs. Oh, my bad. Like, because it's sausage and eggs. So I'm like, ketchup.
It's such a Kiwi thing to do, eh?
Yeah, it's Kiwi as fuck.
So Kiwi.
And he was like, "You do know that Scotch eggs are meant to be eaten with mayo." And I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "If you're gonna have sauce at all," but he's like, "Ketchup."
I've never put anything on them.
Yeah, he's like, "You're not really."
I just eat them.
Yeah, like, because sometimes I'll catch a glimpse of him at the dinner table. He's just looking at me with disdain and filth, like.
Mind you, I have that look sometimes.
What, when you're looking at
Some
who?
of the, like, especially with my youngest daughter, Mia.
Oh no, what is
She's a condiment queen.
condiment queen?
Yeah, her favourite meal in the whole world, believe it or not, is she'll cook herself a cup of white rice, and she'll put it in a bowl with like lots of mayo, ketchup, mayonnaise, chili sauce. Do you know what I mean? Like all these things, and then she'll stir it up, and she'll have it with seaweed. What's that? You know that stuff they make sushi out of, the seaweed wrap stuff.
yeah.
Well, you can buy it in little squares, and so she'll have that. If she doesn't have the seaweed, she'll have lettuce. That's her favourite thing. That's her favourite lunch. It's her favourite meal. It's her favourite snack. Like whenever we have something with rice, she has to dress it in
All the
everything
sauces.
that exists.
She must love Genjis then, like all the sauces that
I
are.
don't know. Don't take it there.
Is she vegetarian?
No, almost.
Okay.
But no, she's not.
It's,
If she had her way,
She would be.
she probably would be.
Oh, okay.
With the exception of like every now and again she'd be like pork belly. You know what I mean?
it's like,
yeah.
now we're
Enough
talking
said.
daughter.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now we're talking daughter. Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And on the side, could I just have some rice soaked in sweet chili and some lettuce with my pork belly? It's like, oh, we're so close.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man.
So born in the UK,
Yes.
you're one of 3 siblings? 4? I know you told me once, and I can't remember. I know you have siblings because you've told me some amazing
One of
stories
8.
of you getting in trouble with your siblings.
Oh,
One of 8. Oh,
you
that's
shared
right,
some of
yeah.
that at the stand-up comedy not too long ago. It was
Yeah.
hilarious. Like
We were
action-packed growing up.
we were kind of average children in
Yeah.
my world. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
We did stuff. We didn't like being bored.
Yeah. No one does.
No. So
No
we
one
would
does.
go and investigate things.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you'd make your own fun, right? Like
Absolutely.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
you wouldn't catch us inside.
Nah. What for? There was
Yeah.
only 3 television channels. They were all boring.
Yeah.
They shut down at midnight.
One didn't. Oh, actually, no, they all did. They all did in the UK back then.
So
yeah.
that's enough TV for you, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we were out all the time and investigating things all the time.
Yeah.
And what better way to find out to go and do?
Yeah.
You can't read about everything. I spent a lot of time in books.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went and did stuff with my siblings. That's why there were so
Yeah.
many of us.
How
Yeah.
many of you were there?
8 altogether.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, two I've never met, and I grew up
Yeah.
with the other 5.
Shit, there's
Yeah.
a theme in our podcast lately. Last week we had Morgan here. He was talking about a sister he only really just met.
This year.
Yeah.
Oh, this year or late last year, sort of.
Oof.
Yeah, and then it sparked. I was like, oh, by the way, Dylan, I've got 2 half sisters out there.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? I've known you for. I was like, oh, Dad's previous marriage, like, and now you're telling me like you haven't met 2 of them.
Yeah, my oldest sister is my half sister.
Yeah.
My oldest brother died when I was a kid.
Yeah.
My half sister I've never met, but we've talked on Facebook.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we've talked.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you have
we're in
reached out
touch.
and-
Yeah, yeah. So she's got 6 kids.
Wow.
Man, your family tree's huge.
Yeah, mate. And yeah, there's 6 of us that grew up in the UK together. 3 of us have got this stupid brain disease. Ugh. Yeah, we were busy. We were
Yeah.
inventive. We were curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're lucky to still have a house.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I've done this one in stand-up because this is genuinely true. My baby brother and I, we'd been watching telly at school. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are probably not old enough, but back in the day, you used to bring the telly in
On the
Yeah,
yeah,
on
on
the
the,
wheel.
on the wheelie trolley thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the
With the VCR underneath.
See, this was even before then. This was
Ah.
8mm film.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We used to come
Okay.
with
Oh shit. Okay.
Wow.
yeah, and the screen would come and the 8mm film.
Yeah.
And what we'd watched was something about some plantation where they were burning off all the sugarcane stalks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, well, that looks interesting. And my baby brother thought the same thing.
Oh, no.
And then we came home from school. This was the summer of 76.
Yeah.
Yep. So we came home from school and they'd been mowing the berm.
Yeah.
And you know when that all dries up and it's
Yes.
all in a straight line?
Yes.
And we looked at that and thought, I wonder if that burns.
Yeah.
So instead of just picking up a piece each, we picked up an armload each.
Yeah.
And we went in and we dumped it on the cooker. And it was a gas stove.
Yeah.
And then instead of just turning on one of the burners, we turned on all 4.
More fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it went whoosh.
Oh, funny that.
Yep. Now, instead of not panicking and just turning off the burners, because it would have stopped, we know the tree of fire, the triangle of fire, no fire, no... if you got nothing to eat, the fire will go out.
Yes.
You know, we panicked. And so Johnny got hold of a pot of water and whooshed it all over the stove.
Yeah.
Yep. There was a big black poof of smoke. And then there was a mark on the ceiling. And there was smoke. And there was bits of grass all over the floor. And it was everywhere.
How long until your olds get home? How much time do you have to
Well,
clean up the evidence?
2.5 hours.
Oh hell.
2.5 hours we had.
Or it's
A
hiding.
lot.
Oh.
Hiding time.
Oh Lord, I don't want to tell you about hiding. We knew we were going to die. So Johnny and I, we got out there. We got the sugar soap. We cleaned the ceiling. We cleaned the walls.
Yeah.
We then discovered that the grass had gone into the oven. Don't ask me how. That needed cleaning. Then the floor needed cleaning. Everything needed cleaning in the stove.
Yeah.
Jesus God. By the time Mum was coming up the driving in and parking the car,
Yeah.
we were so knackered. We
Yeah.
were sweating, me and Johnny. But Mum was so impressed how we'd cleaned the stove for her. It was so sweet of us. Such a lovely thing for us to do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't till probably 25, 30 years later we told her.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She said, you know, I always knew something had happened because we'd missed the oven properly. And so there were bits of grass in the oven.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But she said she couldn't say anything because we cleaned the whole kitchen. Yeah.
Good mum.
So she did have to, yeah.
Yeah.
We did loads.
So
of
what's the end
things.
result? Like a a clean kitchen. Clean
Kitchen
oven.
was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Smelled beautiful. Looked fabulous. We'd washed up everything.
And you guys were so tired, you went to bed early. So boom,
No,
it's a
we
win-win for mum.
didn't.
Win-win for mum.
No, I remember it must have been a Thursday because the $6 Million Man was on.
Oh yeah, yeah,
God, I loved that show back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah, yes. So we were busy. We were running
Yeah.
about. We were always busy. We were in trouble
Okay.
some of the times.
And this is growing up in Hampshire.
Yeah,
Can I ask, like, were there many other black families in Hampshire? Were you guys the?
we're up where we lived. The estate we lived on. Probably about 500 houses.
Yeah.
There was one other black family,
Wow.
the Breadwoods.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had 6 kids too. Yeah. Oh, jeez, I remember when whoops.
Well, there goes the neighbourhood.
Nah, we lived on different sides of the estate.
Yeah.
I can remember we kind of, maybe, sort of, a bit, sort of, crashed a digger into a...
How fast can a digger go? Did you crash it at 2 miles an hour? Like,
Well, we
you
couldn't
crash
stop
it?
it.
Yeah.
Well, we found the keys and we jiggled the keys and it went. And then it was
Oh,
a double-ended jobby.
Yeah.
So we were pulling all the levers and then it started moving and then it crashed into a brand new fence in a brand new house.
you can't really clean that up in 2 hours. Eh? Like,
No, and it kept going. And then
you
there
keep
was,
going.
there was a brand new pool on the other side of the brand new fence.
Oh, and I went for a swim.
And because the
There was
digger's
no
going,
water,
Oh.
but it had brand new tiling in it and it crashed in there.
So the fact that it's going so slow, was it literally like watching a slow motion car crash? Like,
Absolutely. We just couldn't
Just
figure out
watching
how
the-
to make it stop.
you were just watching this unfold in front of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Then we bailed and it kept moving straight through the fence and then across the grass a bit and then into the pool. But
Yeah.
there was no water, just brand new tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, all 4 little black kids went poof.
Yeah.
We bailed.
Yeah.
And then when the policeman came round
Oh, the
and
police
said,
got involved?
yeah, Constable John, yeah, Constable John, he was really tall, came and knocked at the door and said to my mum, where are the 4 babies? That was us.
Yeah.
Where were you? We were indoors.
Yeah.
That's what, when he asked, we was all indoors. We were reading. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get our
We
story
was
straight.
reading. Yep, because it was summer holidays and we were reading. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Just
really?
Bible study, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. He
Catching
said
up on my psalms.
4 little black children were seen
Yeah.
in the area of this crash.
Yeah.
Or nah, couldn't. Of course it was us. We were across
Yeah.
the road from the building site.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't us. No, must have been the family. It was them.
Yeah.
Yep, because they've got 4 children who look just like us. You know, not all black people look the same, but still.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I'm sure it wasn't. No, we said, we're sure it was them because we were indoors reading. Yep. Turns out, though, that fucking family, for the first time ever, had saved up enough goddamn money to go on holiday.
So they weren't even there. That's great.
No, they weren't. God, I was so upset. But it did, for us, it had a good outcome because we were told that we had to go and serve our penance at the building site.
Oh.
Yeah, first time I got to use what's the gun?
Nail gun?
Nail, yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we were allowed to, health and safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to make tea, use nail guns, help repair the fence.
Of course. Yeah.
Yep, that was awesome. That was
Yeah.
a good summer. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
But
man, it's like Grand Theft Auto growing up. It was
nah, we didn't. Oh,
Grand Theft Auto property.
yeah. See, now you've asked. There
Yeah.
were some
Don't
things.
self-incriminate. Yeah.
Yeah, there were some things.
This is on record. So.
Wait, what sparked in your memory bank when I see Grand Theft Auto? Like, what did...
No, we didn't steal it. But we may have.
Didn't steal it.
Yeah,
No, we may have built a motorbike,
built a
with-
motorbike.
acquired parts.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Acquired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you may have.
Just loose bits around the street.
Not our fault that they just left them there.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
muffler's up for grabs. Just
Are you
gonna
allowed-
unscrew it from the other
Are you allowed,
motorbike. Put on this
are you allowed back
motorbike.
in the country? Are you allowed back in the UK? Is there a reason why you?
I'll have you know, I served Queen and Country in the army.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, hold on, we got to get to that in a minute. But I've always wanted to ask,
Yes.
where is your family from?
Oh, my family are Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Yes, definitely.
No people say you can't believe. Jamaica,
We
we have
also
a
don't have-
bobsled team.
Don't have that accent, but never mind.
Yeah.
Cool runnings.
So was your
Cool runnings, baby.
was your mum and dad from Jamaica? Or
Yes.
Were they British as well? Okay.
No,
so
no,
they
they-
migrated over.
Yes, in the mid-60s.
Yeah. There was a lot of migration then.
Oh, that's because Britain was going out there telling big fat lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Come on over, you'll
grass is
be
greener.
welcomed.
Yeah.
Everybody will love you. Yeah, of course you're British, because that was the thing they were taught back then.
Yes.
They were British subjects.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
under the crown.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
So
we're
you're
all
already,
one people.
yeah, we're all one people. You're already British. Come on in.
No, I wasn't.
Nah, my sister is part of the Windrush generation.
The what?
The Windrush generation in the UK, they were a whole generation of kids that came over from the Caribbean. Well, for one reason or another, were told they didn't need British passports. They could come on their parents' passports,
Yeah.
which is what they did. Paperwork was minimal at best. And then years later, 50 years later, the British government decides we're going to biff out all the overstayers.
Ah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of like the dawn raids of New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Yeah, so not only did they decide to biff everybody out, they didn't pick all the Europeans that were the overstayers.
No.
They picked all the people that had been in England for 40, 50 years
Yeah.
and suddenly said, oh, we don't have your paperwork. So you're going home.
But this
There
is
are
home. Like, what
there
the
are
fuck?
people who, yeah. My sister couldn't remember Jamaica as somewhere that she'd come from.
Yeah.
She hadn't been there for 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Suddenly they said she was an overstayer. She'd been overstaying, wasn't entitled to any kind of public help.
Yeah.
They told her she couldn't work because her visa had run out. She didn't have no damn visa.
Yeah.
She went to school in the UK, told her she couldn't work in the UK. They wouldn't give her a visa and told her she needed to leave.
Wow.
Talk about being powerless.
Yeah,
What can you do there, you know?
yeah. So eventually it ends up that lots of people complain. There's a class action suit. It gets sorted out.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, she couldn't work. She lost her accommodation because it came with the job that she had. It happened to thousands of people. There are people who went home, and when I say home, I mean Jamaica, went to Jamaica for a funeral or a wedding or something and then found they couldn't get back into the country,
Yeah.
lost their job, lost their house.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. There's been compensation for some,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was awful.
Yeah.
It's just horrific.
Imagine.
Yeah. And especially, can you imagine if you've had kids, you've now
Mm.
got married, you've got kids, they are technically British because that's where they were born,
Yeah.
but you're now stuck in another country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got no connections left with
Yeah.
where you left.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just horrific.
It's like
The
talking to
fa-
some of the family about those dawn raids. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
they've been here, like, you know, they got here when they were, what, like, say 19.
Yes.
They're now in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
And now they're like, you need to go back to your home country.
back to
like,
where you
this is
came
my
from.
home country.
Yeah.
And it's all of a sudden, like, so now they're, like, they're hiding, literally,
Yes.
like, hiding. It's probably why we're good at hide and seek, to be fair. They were hiding, like, because I remember one of my uncles was like, well, you know, Neff, there was about 9 of us. So when they came knocking, it's like, you know, where's Sione? It's like, oh, like, even though he's Sione, it was just like, nah, that's not me.
Don't know, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, but then, like, one time, like, they're like, oh, yeah, you'll do then. And boom,
Yeah.
cuffed.
Well, that's what they did.
Yeah.
They just
like,
anyone that
if
fit.
you're brown face,
Yeah.
and it was, but see, hearing some of those stories, it's just like, man, like, we live in a different time now. I can't imagine if that happened, like, today, like,
Oh, it wasn't
imagine,
that
like,
long.
if Dylan, like, they come, like, you need to go back to Chile, like, back.
Yeah, I was born here.
It's like, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
you got Chilean blood in you.
Mm.
And it's
you
like,
go.
what are you laughing at, sir? You got to go back to Niue. It's like, God, the sinking island.
Can I at least go to Chile?
Can I go to Chile?
Yeah.
Like, it's so that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
seeing that up, like, you know, happen right in front of you. That's
Yeah.
traumatic as hell.
So, so 8 brothers and sisters. Mum and
7.
dad's from Jamaica.
Yes.
So you grew up
In the UK.
in the UK.
Yes.
British citizen, and then you served in the army.
I did.
In the army or the
Yes.
armed forces? Or
No, I was in the army for 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I trained as a nurse. It was awesome.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lot of fun.
Wow.
Lots of it I can talk about publicly.
Yeah.
God, that makes it sound like I was in the SAS or something. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Nothing
so
like
nurse
that.
in the army.
Yeah.
I would imagine a lot of VD shots.
Some.
Was it
Some.
mostly good boys and good girls?
No.
Oh, in the army? Come on, dog.
No, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We really did. Yeah.
I watched a funny thing the other day, and it was live on a British aircraft carrier.
Yep.
And one of the head of the medical team made up all these condom packs because they were going to shore in Turkey. And so she made all these slogans on them, like, you know, don't be a fool, all that sort of stuff.
Oh,
Went
still
around the
use
ship.
those. Still
Yeah.
use those slogans.
Yeah. Went out
Yeah.
giving
No
them-
glove, no love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandfather passed away a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, stink.
Yeah, well, it was pretty much. It was pretty sick. But we found out more about his time in the army fairly recently, and we found out he was in charge of all the ammo.
Ooh.
Yeah, for the
Okay.
country. So he was a quartermaster, or the equivalent of a quartermaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a different name, but yeah, when they wanted to go out for a training, he had to provide all the ammo for them. That was his job.
Wow. Was that a New Zealand army?
No, Chile.
Oh, Chilean army. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a long time ago though. So you served in the army, you trained to be a nurse, and were a nurse.
Yeah. I qualified. Yep.
Because if it took you 7 years, that's a lot of failed tests. Eventually, the army's like, look, if you don't get it this time, we're going to have to let you go.
And the funny thing is, it's a 6-month course.
yeah.
It's like,
Listen, Maggie, we're moving you to frontline because, wow.
Yeah, man.
And after 7 years, you decide, no, that's enough, or you've done your duty and they're like, off you go now?
No, I got pregnant.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good reason.
no
to leave.
glove, no love, Maggie.
Yeah, take your
I was
advice.
married.
Oh, fair enough.
Good Lord.
Was your partner in the army?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So once I got pregnant, back then in the British Army, if you got pregnant, you couldn't stay in. You had to get out of the army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it hard to get out of the army even back then?
I couldn't wait. You had to
yeah.
give them a year's notice.
Huh?
In the British Army, you had to give a year's notice.
So you have to like say, I'm going to get pregnant in a year.
No, I got pregnant and then I had to tell them. I'm pregnant. I'm planning to have the baby, so I think I'll be leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they like, okay, cool, thanks?
Yeah,
Or
pretty
were they
much.
like, okay, well, you can go in 6 months and just straight
It's
away? then?
no, it's a year's notice basically.
Wow.
You already had baby when you leave.
No, no, I think no. They let me out at the 6 month point.
Okay.
Yeah, I was heavily pregnant.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Did it feel liberating, freedom? Like
I couldn't wait to get out. I'd had enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd grown up a bit, I thought.
Yeah.
Or at least I thought I was grown up.
because how old were you then?
20... I was 25 when I had
Oh, so you
Gabriella.
kind of, you did grow up in the army then, eh? Like,
Yeah.
you
25, 26 when
25,
I...
you
26 when I had
had your first
Gabriella.
child when you had 26.
26, yeah.
Other than the medical training,
Yeah.
what's the biggest thing the army taught you?
What's the biggest... That's a good
Like,
question.
the biggest lesson that you took away?
That I am not a morning person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I picked the worst job to find that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing the army taught me? I don't know what I'd say was my biggest lesson. That racism is real?
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, do you still have a lot of like army habits? For instance, the haircut, the GI Jane 2.0 going on.
No. I didn't have this in the army, that's for damn sure.
Because when we first met, you had the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. They were cool.
Yeah, then I Then I had some strokes, and keeping all that bloody clean became a real problem. It was
Yeah.
too hard, so I just cut it all off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards that.
I'd had my dreadlocks for 20,
Wow.
about 25 years. I'd had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I decided to cut them off.
Yeah, that was
So when I
cool.
first met you, I loved them.
Yeah, man.
So did I.
They,
I was
they remind me of
like,
kind of
oh.
like Booker T.
No, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy in Metro.
Metro, yeah. Although he had braids, admittedly, but
Yes,
still
he
reminded me for
did.
some reason of Eddie Murphy in Metro.
Good
Um,
Lord.
oh,
We
Booker
don't
T,
all
that's
look
a good
the same, you know.
I
Jeez.
know. So you get out of the army and family life begins. When did you come here? What point were you like, I'm skipping country?
What happened was my ex and I were sitting down. We were both nurses. He was working days. I was working nights. We were passing the children between us and just went, this is crap.
Yeah,
This really is.
yeah. I know exactly how that is.
Yeah.
That's a deal breaker
that's
for a
what
lot
we
of
had.
marriages, eh?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
So for us, it was like, okay, we've got to do better. But where are we going to do better? We couldn't agree on a country. So I said, I tell you what, you go in one room, I'll go in another, we'll make a list.
No, that's great.
So he went to make his list, I made my list. The only country we had in common was New Zealand,
Yeah.
and we went, that's where we're going.
Wow.
The only country in common, like,
Yeah.
that's a vastly different list. Like,
Bruh, there should have been a whole lesson in there.
Yeah.
There wasn't. So, yeah, then we made our application. We'd never been.
Yep. Wow.
Yep. He decided to transfer from the British Army to the New Zealand Army.
Yep. Yep.
So they went, yeah, we'll take you.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So we had residency when we got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd
So it's
never
nice
been
and
here.
easy.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'd never been.
Yeah.
Our
yeah.
first time in New Zealand, we were basically moving for good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they sent us to Linton.
I was just going to ask where they
Linton.
stick you.
Yeah.
Is that why you're still here? 'Cause
Basically.
just fell in love with the place and
Wait.
eventually.
We got here. We were still married.
Can I ask when roughly this was?
We got here in 98.
Okay. Oh well.
oh,
okay.
wow.
Okay.
Were you expecting a lot earlier?
Yeah. For some
Yeah,
reason, I
same.
was. Yeah.
98.
I was thinking sort of early 90s.
No, 98. I'm
Okay.
sure it was
Cool.
98.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good because now in the story I know what palming was like.
Yeah, yeah.
In 98. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was not. I'm sure it
I
was
can just
98.
imagine young Maggie strutting down Broadway.
Bruh, mate. I
Just
was
like
like,
a scene out of Saturday Night Fever, eh?
holy
yeah.
crap.
But
Could
we're
it
watching
be
it on
any
8 millimeter.
whiter? Yeah. Yeah.
Could
it was-
palmy be any whiter? Is it?
So
yeah,
90
oh,
But
100%.
where I grew up, that's what it was like. I grew up in a
Yeah,
military
yeah,
town, which
yeah.
is very white. Yeah. Yeah, so we got here. We went to Linton. The ex fell in love with a farmlet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to have a look at it. On the map, it didn't look far.
Yeah.
It was in Payatua.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's far.
That's fine.
I thought that was a bit blooming further than it looked like on the map.
Yeah.
And a bit wibbly.
Yeah. It's not exactly a straight
It's not
line.
a fun road to
It's
drive.
it's a.
The pay to a track.
I loved the track. I adored the track.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We fell in love with it and bought it. It had 10 acres. It had a train line in past the front garden.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So the milk train used to go past there.
Yeah.
3
Oh,
o'clock
shit.
in the morning.
Yeah.
The first time that happened, holy crap.
Yeah.
I was,
I'd
about,
never been anywhere as dark as Payatua.
Yeah.
I was about to say, hide the keys to your diggers, folks.
Yeah.
Nah, I never stole a thing out there. It was glorious. Loved
Yeah.
it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. Really, really did. It was fabulous. We had cows and sheep and chickens
Nice.
and a pig called Gorby.
Nice.
Yeah, and we had a dog for a little while. That was
And-
brilliant.
And it was just like the one child still? Like
No, two.
So yeah.
Two, yeah. Daughter and a son.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. So she's 30 now and
Yeah.
he's 28. Yeah. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was a brilliant, brilliant experience. What it does teach me, though, is that if you live in the countryside, best have your relationship sorted out before you move there. Which we didn't.
Yeah, because you're very isolated.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like you're forced to interact.
Well,
Be in each other's space and
Well, you can't exactly just be like, oh, look, I'm going to go for a walk,
you can
chill
do,
out.
You can do all that. We had 4 acres to do it on.
True.
Yeah. But if you've got problems, being in the countryside really, really brings them home. Because you're not in town to distract yourself.
Yeah.
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 So we had problems.
It's also because you're on a farm and you've got all these animals and stuff. If you're working and like,
And we were.
yeah, you're coming home to work,
Yes.
and doesn't help
No.
because then you don't get that quality time anymore. You're constantly tired. You're constantly working.
You don't get to switch off.
No.
Your priorities are very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's-
what I've learned from my in-laws who are
Yeah.
here at the moment, because they bought a farm a few years ago, what they didn't realise is it's not just, I've got to get up and feed the chickens. It's, oh God, that fence needs repairing.
Yes.
Oh God, the water bore isn't working in the cow paddock.
Yes.
Oh God, this, and because there's a thing
The
with farms.
electric fence isn't
Yeah.
working. Oh, good Lord, this is leaking. I need to do this before the winter comes.
Yeah.
Or I need to do this before the summer
Yeah,
comes.
and it's totally
Yeah.
80-20. 80% of your work is not profitable.
Yep, you do it because it's
80-20
what
budget.
keeps your business running.
Yeah. I totally get that. I can totally
Yeah.
so
appreciate
how
that.
long were you in the end, how long were you married for?
Hang on a minute. 7 or 8 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be enough Maggie for me, I think.
You would never be that lucky, bruh.
You keep dreaming, boy.
Yeah, 7 or 8 years. And yeah. And then we split up. I stayed in Paetua for a while. Don't know if you've ever lived in Paetua,
No.
but let me tell you.
I'd even like to visit.
Oh, it is a glorious place, but in the winter the fog rolls in
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
It's
the fog
synonymous
is
with
there
fog.
for about 3 months and then it rolls out again.
Like, what's up with Paetua and fog?
It's in a valley.
To the valley,
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah. So once the fog rolls in, it kind of stays. Yeah.
'Cause the amount of like we'll play rugby at Taurua College. And
Yes.
it's always fucking foggy here.
Yeah.
You know, like just kicking up, just checking up like bombs, like
Yeah.
kicking the ball in the air. So it's like, what the?
It's
Yeah.
gone.
It's just like,
The fog so thick it just doesn't come
Like-
back. You're like, oh.
like, kick the ball in the air and it just never comes back. That's
Yeah.
Yep.
creepy. So there's like, even though we're playing rugby, boys, there's a no kicking policy
Yeah.
here in Paetua.
Roll it nicely.
Yeah.
We've lost many a ball.
Doesn't come back, and the coach is like, oh, I should have put more than one.
Oh shit! Well, I guess it's a game.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a pint contest.
So the people of Paetua, lovely
Yeah,
people,
they are.
loved it,
Yeah.
but the weather didn't suit me at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And that's coming from someone who's from London.
the fog in London is different.
How so? Like,
That stuff is thick and you need a knife. Seriously, the fog in London is outrageous. Plus, it smells bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah,
Yeah, because the air's not clean.
not clean at all.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when I got here how far you can see
Yeah.
in this country.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
We do have it.
To the
really
day
good.
Dad
Yeah.
died, he would always remark on like, he says, "Oh, it's nothing like that." Like, you know, he would make a big deal like in the morning, like going outside, like
Yeah.
just like, "Oh boyo," like he's like, "You have no idea." I'm like, "We were there for 6 days. I had a fair idea." Like, but there was this
It's-
brown cloud over like London, like the central London, that you only see when you took the bullet train an hour out of London. You kind of look towards where
Yeah.
London's CBD is, and you're like, "Oh,
There's a
that's what we've been
constant
living
kind
in."
of haze. Yeah, I used to love washing my clothes and hanging them outside in New Zealand because they come in smelling fresh.
Yeah.
The smell of clothes from London, ugh, yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But anyway, yeah. And then
fog.
I thought if I'm going to live in New Zealand, I'm going to do what I always wanted to do. So I moved to Foxton Beach.
Oh, it's nice
To
there.
live on a
Loved
beautiful-
it.
Yeah, I like Foxton.
I
Loved
didn't
it.
know that you lived in Foxton Beach.
Yeah,
Nice.
for 13 years.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely adored it out
Yeah,
there.
it's a great little community, eh?
Yeah. Well, it used to be.
Well,
Now it's got,
Foxton itself is quite rough now.
Foxton has always been a bit rough,
Yeah.
but Foxton Beach has now gone hoi polloi.
Oh, really?
Holy crap! When
Yeah.
I bought my little house when I moved out, there was 75,000.
Oh wow.
75,000.
Yeah. 75,000.
Oh, to be in those days.
3-bedroom, 1930s cottage. It was glorious.
How far from the beach were you? Like
2 streets,
Wow, real close.
maybe 3. 3.
That must have been nice, just hearing those waves crash every night. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
going from like a dead silent farm, you know, and before that you were in London. So do you find peace living on the beach?
Loved it.
Felt home.
I loved it. The
that's cool.
minute I got there, I loved it. I loved hearing, like you say, hearing the beach.
Yeah.
I got to a point where I could tell you what phase the moon was in,
Yeah.
Cool.
listening to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, because high tide always coincides with a full moon, and
Yeah.
you can hear it. It's just a beautiful noise.
Yeah.
It really is. I used to love when the kids, I go and pick them up from school and all the rest. We'd do all the chores, then we'd go to the beach, and we'd sometimes just sit there, watching the sunset,
Oh,
telling stories.
Yeah. Nice.
All sorts of stories, making up stories
in
about.
13 years.
Yeah, loved it.
And
It
what
was
I-
glorious.
What I love about Foxton Beach as well is that you go down and it'll be, you'll know, okay, there's a log there we can sit
Yep.
on, blah blah, blah, and then there'll be a storm. You go back the next day,
Yes,
the whole beach has changed,
totally different.
and not in a bad way, in a way where it's like, oh, good, a new playground.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
That's what I love about Foxton. is it's-
Yeah.
Every time I go, it's different. And if you didn't like the scenery, you just wait a few minutes,
Yep.
or you just walk 100 meters, different scenery.
Yep.
So 13 years in paradise. What made you want to move from Foxton Beach?
Health reasons.
Health
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah.
That'll
I
do it.
needed to be closer to health resources out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
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 Did you continue being a nurse the whole
All the way through the.
here at Palmy Hospital or
I worked in theatre in Palmy, yeah.
in theatre? Ooh,
Yep. Theatre and anaesthetics for a while.
right up there.
I don't like being bored, it would seem.
Yeah.
What else did I do?
Well, when we meet, you worked for corrections.
Oh, I'd had many a job before then.
Yeah.
I remember I went to see my parole officer, and then it's behind near Carl's Jr. You know the
Yeah.
And then Maggie walks past. She's like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, this is not the library.
Social visit.
This is not the,
This is my mate.
this is not the library. Shit.
Yeah, being a probation officer, I was the head nurse out of the prison for a while. I did IT for the PHO for a while.
Oh wow.
Been a social worker. That I loved doing that job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. I don't like being bored, so I like doing stuff.
It's like you're
And
an active relaxer.
that would be putting far too much spin on it.
Okay,
That sounds like I have a plan.
Yeah.
Oh, you plan.
I've never had a plan.
Yeah.
I've just seen jobs and thought, oh, that looks interesting.
But were you? Can I ask you a question though? But
Yeah.
were you like that before you joined the army?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it was always a thing.
That was one of the reasons I joined the army.
Yeah.
And that's why one of the reasons I went to do nursing. Because nursing isn't just nursing. There are lots of specialities
there's
within
lots.
it.
Yeah.
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 So I thought, well, if something doesn't grip me, I can choose something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like
it could be from IT to social work to all sorts.
IT, I loved IT. IT was a hobby for me.
Yeah.
And somebody offered me a job and I went, oh, I'll give that a go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't last long, like lack of blood.
Never been particularly enamoured with the blood aspect.
I could tell you now, after spending pretty much all year in the hospital last year, like my respect for nurses, like even though I was already respect nurses, but my God, like the sheer amount of just
Grunt work.
Yeah.
grunt work, yeah.
There's
You're
nothing
you're
pretty-
the engine room.
Yeah, there's nothing pretty about nursing.
No.
You see people at their absolute worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're lucky as nurses, you get to see some people at their absolute best,
Yeah.
but you do have to learn how to deal with people and still manage to communicate when they are at their worst.
Yeah.
They're the crappiest day.
Yeah, like I know up there that I became part of the family in a
Yeah.
way, but so it was actually when I had when I'd been there up there for 6 months plus, and there were some nurses up there that they sort of, everyone's wearing that mask, like that professional
Yes.
mask, but over time you get to know people so well, it's like so well that that it actually would affect them like emotionally when they see me in this strife and pain, and they
Yes.
felt helpless because I'd broken that barrier of patient nurses. Like we all we were like family, and for them that's why they're like, that's why we don't like to get attached to patients, like because of this shit, like have me bloody crying while you're in this pancreas attack.
Absolutely.
But it's like you said, you see people like you absolutely, and you can only put nothing but your absolute trust in these nurses. But they nailed it 100% of the time. Like it was just, but some of the things that you guys had to endure, I think that's the best way to put it. Endure. It's no picnic,
No, it's not.
and you did it for a long time.
I was a nurse for nearly 30 years.
Jesus,
Yeah, there's a lot you see. There really is a lot
you
that
see
you see.
everything.
Yeah.
And then some. I
Yeah.
got a little taste of it. I was only there for a year. I didn't get a taste of it, but to be 30 years deep.
I did, and even within that, I did a lot of different nursing.
Yeah.
Theatre nursing, anaesthetics. I worked in the community, that was always my favourite.
Theatre nursing, and you said you're not a big fan of blood,
Not really.
but theatre, because that's about as stressful as a high pressure situation you can get, really, isn't it? Is it quite tense being in a
it
surgical?
can be, yes, but the thing about theatre nursing, you've got all the tools.
True.
Do you know, you've got all the
Everything's in one
tools,
room.
you've got all the toys, and you've got all the people. So it's
Yeah.
not like you're out in the middle of the street and trying to make things up. You've got all the things that go beep,
Yeah.
and you've got lots of people who know how to work them,
Yeah.
and you know what your part in the team is.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
That's what really got me. Like the one and only operation I've ever had, it blew me away how many people were in that room.
Yeah.
And I
Even
wasn't
from-
in there very long.
Even
and-
my colonoscopy last week, there was a good 8 strong.
Yeah.
I'm like, all that from my ass?
They were
Yeah.
just being nosy. Nobody wanted to tell you.
I heard Cal's having a colonoscopy. Is this really heavy?
Yeah.
Have you taken the picture yet?
Like, hey, I know this is a bit rude, but can I get a selfie? Like,
Yeah.
now?
Smile.
Now?
You're like, are you going to take the selfie? They're like, I did. You're like, I didn't see you. They're like, I was at the other end.
I was at the other end. Yeah, I'll tag
I was
you in
at the
it. I'll tag
pretty
you in
end,
it.
bruh.
What was you up for, bro?
Oh, my ankle. When I broke my ankle. That's when I met you. Just after I broke my ankle.
Yeah.
I met
I
you.
remember.
Yeah, I was in a
Yes.
moon boot.
Yes.
Oh, no, I was in a cast at first when I met you.
Yes.
And then just after I met you, I got my moon boot, which was just heaven. But that operation I had, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but, I was getting the operation, and they said, we can put you to sleep, but you don't have to because it's a foot.
Yes.
You can stay awake, and if you stay awake, you'll get discharged sooner because you don't have to go through the... And I was like, that's the one I want because it was Christmas Day. And I
want to go home. Yeah.
And so they're like, okay. And so the anesthesiologist who's behind me started, he's like, oh, so what do you do? And I said, I work for Ministry of Education, blah, blah. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. He's like, what do you do for fun? I was like, I'm a comedian. He's like, really? Tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke. Oh, no.
That
So-
one drives me nuts.
I did a set.
Awesome.
Well, it got to the point where the surgeon had to go, you need to stop talking. I can't concentrate.
Like,
Because she was laughing.
I haven't
She's
told you my
like,
closing
unless
yet."
you want crooked bones, stop. And I was like, sorry. So I had to stop talking.
Oh, you've never told me that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
That's
no.
awesome.
like you're getting the light flashed and everything. You just
Oh,
went
it was
way over
great.
time.
They were all, there were these people in the room cracking up. And, the surgeon had to be like, you have to stop now.
Now, you sure you don't want the gas? We should just gas him.
yeah, that would have been better if they just went to the anesthesiologist, like, put him to sleep.
Just
please.
shut up. Just shut up.
Oh, wow. That's really
There's a
cool.
there's a hell of a way
Yeah.
to meet you two. Like,
Oh,
Oh,
we
no,
didn't
we
meet
met in
in...
the comedy class, not in theatre.
oh,
Could you imagine that?
Oh, I know
so you
him.
do comedy as
Yeah.
well? No shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you meant in the theatre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we did the comedy school started, and you and Elaine were the first people.
What year was that, bro? Like,
That was Well, I broke 2018.
Yes.
2018.
Because I broke my ankle at the very end of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I started 2018. I think you guys did the New Year's resolution course.
We basically both did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which worked out really well.
I'd hit 50 and gone, there's some things I want to do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, well, tell us, because you've got a background in theatre, right?
Theatre. Oh, that kind of theatre.
Oh, yeah.
No, not really. It all happened when I hit 50. There were things I wanted to do, and I hadn't done them. So I thought my list was, I want to be in a play on a stage. I want to sing some. Now, I didn't know whether I could sing or not, but that was irrelevant. I wanted to feel confident enough to sing in public.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd done the church choir sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, there's always lots of other people to hide behind. So, yeah,
I also feel the church choir is quite forgiving.
It really is.
You know what I mean?
You
It
hit a
just
bum
kinda
note, you look at everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to be in a play. I wanted to sing. And I wanted to do stand-up.
Yeah.
I
Was
wanted
this like
to
a
give.
midlife bucket list that you've...
I literally hit 50 and thought, fuck, what am I waiting for?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing that turned up was on my Facebook feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was an advert. Come
Yeah.
and learn about comedy. Okie dokie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a sign.
I had no idea that Elaine was going to go.
Oh, really? I thought because when you guys turned up, I was like, okay, these two obviously know each other. I thought this was like, oh, cool. These are two friends who saw the ad and were like, hey, let's go do that.
No, we saw the ad completely separately. We were as surprised as each other to see the other person there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It was like, oh, okay. And had it not been Elaine, I'm not sure I would have come back.
Fair enough, because it would have just been you.
There was only the two of us.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And then, not long after that, what happened? Oh yeah, I went and did a play, as well.
Yeah. You did a few.
Yeah, but that was the first
quite a
one
few.
I'd done since
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Supermarket Sisterhood. I loved that play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then a year or so later, I got asked to be Gary in Avenue Q.
Yeah.
God, that was so much fun. As much fun as we looked like we were having on stage, we had so much more fun off stage.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fabulous.
Can I ask that list you made when you were 50? Like these, what am I waiting for? Like I want to get all these like things that I've always wanted to do done. Did you finish that list?
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you made a new list since? Like
Nah.
since your health, like because I know for me, like when the health issues really started ramping up last year, I made like a revised list, and instead of like these like out. I still like travel was like kind of, but they weren't priority. Like it was little things like
Breathe.
yeah,
Stay alive.
breathe, stay alive, sleep for 7 days straight. Like that'd be nice. Like eat every day.
Yeah.
Little thing, because there's like little things like like an action movie where there's like a line of people and they're walking, but it's kind of slow mo and there's like music. Like I was telling him, like Dylan, like especially with his photography like course that he's doing, like could you, like that's one of my bucket list things, like little things like that, like I sort of revised my list. But you made a list and you did everything, like that's cool. Like
I guess that's how my life has always been.
Yeah.
I used to always have a list. I used to get through my list.
Yeah.
And there was always something that I would put on the list. And then I got crook.
Yeah.
And I realised I need to maybe not make lists because I can't reach the end of my list anymore. Yeah.
When did you get crook?
Had my first stroke 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say, was it around 2021? It was the year after lockdown.
Yeah, 2021. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I didn't, even as a nurse, and I've worked in neurology, I didn't know it was a stroke.
Yeah, you didn't know for a long time, didn't
Nah.
you? You found out a long time later.
I just woke up I woke up and the room was spinning,
Yeah.
and I hadn't been drinking.
Mm.
And nothing I did made the room stop spinning.
Mm.
Did you have that that stroke acronym, like with your left arm? Like did you
None
have
of
any
that happened.
Yard, like,
None of that happened.
just
Wow.
a dizzy room.
I was just really, really dizzy. And I was a bit wobbly on my feet. So I took some time off work. I think I took a week off work.
Yeah.
And then it was getting a bit better, but it wasn't going.
Yeah.
So of course I did the sensible thing. I went back to work.
Yeah.
And I drove to work.
Yeah.
Yep. And I got to work and I stood in the office and I looked at the floor and the floor looked like it was all permanently on a lean.
Mm.
It's like, I did not look good
Yeah.
talking to all the boys that were on my case list.
Yeah.
And they were all looking at me like, Maggie, are you okay? No, not really. I don't think I am, but I don't know what's wrong. Let's carry on.
Yeah.
So I was still doing case notes.
Yeah.
I was still meeting people.
Yeah.
I was still driving at work. And the dizzy wasn't going.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really getting any better.
Because I remember, I vaguely remember talking to, I want to say it was Elaine, but now that I think about it, I don't think it was. And I think I was trying to get you for a gig.
Yeah.
And she was, let's just assume it was Elaine. And because I wanted both of you, I think. And I think it was a fundraising gig, and that's why I wanted both of you, because I thought you'd go down well with the crowd. And I remember her going, oh no, Maggie's really sick. And I was like, well, what do you mean really sick? And she's like, oh, she's been crook for the last 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, is she okay? And she's like, yeah, she's got like vertigo. And I remember that's how it was explained.
Everybody thought it was vertigo.
And I was like, oh
It's
my
literally the first
God,
thing
that's
I asked
horrible.
them. Yeah.
And ironically, like a month beforehand, for the first time, I'd seen that movie, Vertigo,
Yeah.
which
Everybody
was weird.
thought, everybody thought that's what I had. I thought that's what I had.
Yeah.
I've got vertigo, but this sounds a hell of a lot worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is just shit. Never goes.
Does it come with a migraine at all,
No.
like headache?
No,
Just
it's
the
just
spinning
here
and-
all the time. Even as I'm sitting here, I am aware that I feel dizzy.
Because I remember you telling me all this. Remember heading when I came back from my break that I had, thanks to yourself, and we were
Yeah.
going over to Wanganui. It was Chris Ingham was driving.
Yeah.
And you started saying, and I remember sitting in the back seat just going, holy Santa Claus shit,
Yeah.
that's a lot. Like,
So back then, I remember that journey. Nobody knew what was wrong with me.
no, it felt like you were sort of unloading it for the first
Yeah.
time. It was
So I
hard to listen to. It was
told
hard
my
to hear.
GP. She'd put me on some meds. Didn't work.
Yeah,
She'd sent me for an ear test. Nothing wrong with my hearing.
yeah,
She'd sent me for a vision test. Nothing wrong with my vision.
yeah,
It's just
Yeah.
hadn't sorted itself out.
yeah.
Went on for 6 months,
Wow.
every day.
Yeah.
It got a little bit better during
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
time, but it wasn't going.
And meanwhile, you're going through all these tests, so you went undiagnosed for 6 months. They couldn't pick up on it.
No, because the thing is, what I've now learned is that what I've got, you can't see the brain damage through a CT scan. Because I had a CT scan.
Yeah.
And it didn't show anything abnormal. It showed the brain of a mid-50s woman, looking like it should do.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they did an MRI.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, because I went to see the specialist. She said, look, my GP went, I'm going to send you to the stroke clinic. I went,
Yeah.
pardon me? What for?
Yeah.
She said, Maggie, I don't know what's going on, so I'll send you to a stroke clinic.
Oh, God
Yeah.
bless her then, eh?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
the doctor, I got in there and he went, how are you going? I said, do I need to tell you that I think I can't feel my left foot properly? He went, Maggie, I think you had a stroke. I went, don't be stupid. He said, I think I need to put you in hospital. Yeah, nah. I tell you what, you can put me in hospital, but just let me drive home first.
Ethically, I cannot let you do that.
Yeah, because it will cost me a fortune if my car has to stay here. So
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'll drive home.
Yeah.
I promise I'll come back.
Yeah.
No, you won't.
He's like, cute
Yeah.
story, Maggie.
He was like, bless you.
Oh.
No, you won't.
Oh, honey, hush.
Literally, yeah, it was like, oh, bless your heart. Yeah, so they wouldn't let me go home. So I think I had to call That's right. I had to call my son and his girlfriend to come and get the car.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, then they did the MRI and went, ooh,
Yeah.
you've had quite a few.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah. So it's the nature of this disease that I will always have multiple little strokes.
But when after the MRI, like your life changes. Like, how did you adapt? How are you still adapting? I mean, I call it grieving in the life you used to have.
The MRI, the MRI was kind of okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had some strokes. Oh well. What they didn't know at that time was the nature of the disease. I had to have a blood test months later, and then they went, "Oh yeah, you've got that. You've got the same thing that your dad had. It killed him at 56."
Wow.
Yeah. I have no intentions of dying at 56, people. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
My next birthday is coming.
Yeah.
I'm planning to have a party.
Woohoo.
And what's Maggie's ripe old age of the next birthday?
57.
57.
Yeah.
Take that. 56.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it is.
That's a mom.
It is genetic.
Yeah.
It is inheritable.
Yeah.
Each one of my kids, unfortunately, has got a 50% chance of getting it.
Yeah.
I bet that hurt more than the diagnosis of, for yourself personally. Your heart probably went out to your kids, like,
Mate.
that
Because
would have hurt a lot.
yeah, literally, like I said, there's 6 of us that grew up together.
Yeah.
There's 6 of us that are full siblings.
Yeah.
That means that each one of us has got a 50% chance of getting this.
Yeah.
And I know there are 3 of us so far
Yeah.
that have been diagnosed
Yeah.
with it.
And it's also, as Cal said, it's not just now those 3.
Nah.
It's those 3s and their kids.
Yes.
And so on and so forth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when my dad died of this, it didn't have a name.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it didn't have a name. It was a new disease. They just started doing some of the research on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so is there things that you, because it's not like, oh, is there a cure? Obviously.
No.
But is there things you can do to help?
No.
Nothing. Not like, oh, if
No
I eat
cure.
clean and
No cure. No treatment.
so you can KFC it up. And it
Bruh,
won't make no
let me
difference.
tell you. I did. I said to my doctor recently,
I'm an Uber Eats premium member.
look, I'm already a fat chick. I'm not going to get any fatter, but I can tell you right now, I ain't losing weight.
Yeah.
Yes, you want me on a diabetic diet. Good luck with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we were
What's
saying in the car, Maggie, like we don't want to live in fear.
Nah.
We don't want to walk on eggshells. Like,
No.
I was saying to you, like, I've quit smoking, but I might have one cigarette a week. But sometimes there might be someone around, they're just like, really, Kels, after everything you've been through? And I'm just like, you need to stop right before you've walked a mile in these shoes and know what it's like.
that's it, eh?
And it's like, if let's just say I only have a couple of years left, like I want to live those years the way the fuck I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it's black and white. To me, it's pretty.
It's funny too because like a week or two ago, I was actually talking to someone about your health, and they were like, "Oh, he really should stop smoking." I was like, "What difference does it make at this point?"
Long past
It's like,
the.
his lungs are the healthiest bit of it.
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Here's
It's
the
like,
thing.
Let him have it.
I'm a pisshead and I'm a smoker for years and years and years. My lungs and my liver, pristine.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of me, all my other organs are fine. It's my brain that's knackered.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I looked at the MRI, and let me tell you, it looks like a posh Swiss cheese in there.
Wow.
It's got lots of little... So every time I have a little stroke, it creates a little hole.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just like, oh, what's the point?
Yeah.
But what's
Yeah,
interesting is, like from an outsider
Yeah.
perspective, is that so when I first saw you, the first time I saw you after you were diagnosed was at the Globe, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were doing volunteer work at the Globe,
Yep.
as you very often have done.
Yep.
To now, is your speech, the way you walk, the way you move, has changed.
Oh, totally.
Like,
Totally and utterly.
Confronting.
Yeah,
And it's-
because I'm aware, I know I've had more strokes.
yeah,
But as I said to the specialist, we both had this conversation. What's the point of me phoning an ambulance? Then what are
Yeah.
you going to do?
yeah,
You're going to look at me, then you're going to put me in that hideous ward, which
Yeah.
is very noisy,
Which
and you
ward?
can't treat it.
yeah,
Doesn't matter which ward it is. It's
Yeah, they're all
hideous.
terrible.
Pick the
Exactly.
number, yeah.
It cannot be treated. You cannot do the normal treatment on me
Yeah.
because this thing in my head means that I don't make the blood vessels properly in my brain. So you can't do all the stuff that you want to do.
Oh, that's hell.
So what the hell am I doing up here?
Yeah.
I may as well go home.
Yeah.
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 That's what I was saying before, Megs. It's the part of it is, for me, this whole recovery is coming to terms with the fact that no, that cows that you have in your head, like the 2018 cows,
Yeah, yep.
that's never coming back.
Nah.
And there's a level of grieving.
Oh,
like,
hell
grieving
yes.
That old the old things you just cannot do anymore. And
Yeah.
and next thing you know, you've been in bed for 2 weeks, and the world is just passing you by,
Yeah.
and it's and you can't rush that recovery. Like, it takes you time to come to terms with things, and then you start learning your new life, like what your new
Oh,
limitations are, what you
yes.
can and can't do now. Like, sometimes I'm like, I can walk through the plaza, sort of thing, and I get halfway through and I'm like, oh, bad idea,
Mate.
like, bad idea.
Today I'm a good day because I've only got the stick, but I have got a wheeled walker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For those bad sort of harder days.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Kels, when you came round to my place, you noticed there's a ramp, now.
Yeah.
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 You have no idea how much it took the OT to convince me to let the landlord put the ramp in. Because the landlord was happy. It was me that wasn't
Because
happy
that's
with
you
it.
coming to terms with what's happening, and some part of you is just like accepting it as not. No, that's not. I'm going to get through this. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
And then it comes a point where you're like, no, like, this is how life is going to be moving forward. I'm still figuring all that out, what my limits
sick.
are, and another one for me is pain management. Because I was in a whole shit ton of pain at the last open mic. So I find and I had a lot of pain today, and what it is, it's exertion of energy.
Yes.
So like, there's something simple like, and I'm very blessed to have, like, say, a daughter that, mum that help, but making the bed,
Yes.
having a shower it kills me. It's like, it really is. It just,
It's exhausting.
and it's like because I was waiting until I was like better
Yes.
before I did comedy again. But then it's like, I think this is how it's going to be, but this is as good as it's going to get.
That's
Yeah.
that's a bitch, that one.
Learning to live with all this is
Yeah.
there's a lot of levels to it. It's not simply I'm sick. There's a lot of like levels to it. So again, when I go back to the fact that seeing you do that open mic night, that gig, I say month and a half ago now, 2
Yeah.
months ago, it was just it was inspiring. Like, because we had that bet. You came into the hospital and you're like, well, like, who do you think's gonna? No, first of all, we were very morbid about it. Who do you think's gonna cark it first? And it's just like, oh, fuck knows, like, and it's like, well, who do you think's gonna get behind the microphone first?
Yep.
And then, 2 months ago, I saw on Facebook that you were performing, and it's like, I wasn't feeling well, but I had to get there. And I remember walking in, and our eyes locked,
Yep.
and it was a beautiful moment. I was hugging you, and I just said, don't get it twisted, Meg. I don't give a fuck about anyone else that's here. I came here to see you and you only, and to tell you to your face, you bitch, you won. You fucking won. You beat me. You won. And to see you just, I don't know, it was very inspiring, because I was still in two minds, like, can I do this again? Do I want to do this again? Can I handle it, like physically handle it? And seeing you get up there, I'm just like, if Maggie can do it, I can do it, because we've seen each other in our darkest
Yeah.
times, and we couldn't even fathom doing this again, and here you are.
I lost the power of speech for a while.
Yeah.
With
and
the last stroke I had, I developed a hideous stutter. It was awful. Yeah. So I have done lots of work to get back to speaking.
that's a good word.
Yeah.
Work. There's a lot of work.
It is work.
behind the
It's
scenes.
always work.
It's not simply just lying in bed all day. There's a
Nah.
lot of rehab, like self-rehab.
Yes.
Again,
It's
like
forcing myself to talk. It is forcing
Yeah.
myself to speak. I'm aware of the difference between my voice then and my voice now. I'm aware how much it takes out of my head to be speaking.
But you got to
It's
put in that
exhausting.
work. You got to
Yeah, you
confront it and
have.
put in the
I'm
work.
not ready to die yet. Thank you very much.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah.
Like even something simple for me, like forcing myself to eat.
Yes.
Little things that you take for granted, like forcing myself to eat. Like, but if you don't relearn how to do these things, you're just gonna be stuck in this rut. And like, how badly do you want to move forward, like as normal as can be? And the only person really who can do that is yourself. But
Yes.
Yeah.
and it's fucking hard to do when you're just not in the mood to.
It's a never-ending conversation with yourself. The person you beat up the most is yourself.
yeah.
Always.
Oh fuck, you're beating
Always. And there's a feel. Well, it must be worse for you because you live with your whānau. So you're always looking at their faces.
Yeah,
And hoping that you don't see them being dragged down by how you're currently feeling.
Well, my daughter, like, because I'm meant to be the dad. Like, I'm meant to be the one cooking you dinner, and I had this thing where I don't want you to do any chores around the house. And some of my friends are like, "What the fuck? You don't make her do?" I'm like, "There's your whole life to do. Be a kid."
She's got lots of time to be doing chores.
So I took pride in the fact that I, cooked her our meals and
Yes.
and looking after her, being the parent. And then now the roles are reversed, and she's looking after me. Like when I'm at my worst, she has to come into my room, like sort of help me sit up, eat. Like I have to I message her in her room. She'll come in, and I hate it, and she can see it on my face. I'm very vocal about it, and she's always just calming. She just says, she's like, "Dad, you've looked after me your entire life. Like it's time you need to let me look after you." Like she's like, "It's no skin off my nose. Like I'm fine with it. It's you're the one that's coming to terms with it." But of course I
get
am.
it.
I'm a very proud
That kid's the best, man.
father, man, and it's hard, but she
It's not easy.
letting go, I guess.
It's not easy because you're at a stage not where you expected to be at your age.
Oh no,
Yeah.
not at all.
No. Look, I do have to ask my son to come round to help change the sheets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it making the
I'm
bed? Is
56, not 90 bloody 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I'm very grateful that he will come and he will do it, but
But it kills me.
I hate asking.
Yeah, I know, but it's like you have to ask.
Yeah, because I can't do it.
Yeah, because I can't cook my own meals now, and it's just like, thank God, like Kiana she loves cooking and she's a good cook, but it kills me because it's.
I get it. I totally get it. Me, one of my struggles is standing up to be at a blooming stove long enough to cook something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yes, I have got a high chair with wheels that I can sit down and cook, but even the sheer energy. My son and I were talking about, and everybody will know this in mental health, teaspoons of energy.
Yeah. Totally.
Yep. So, back in the day, I didn't get teaspoons, I had a bucket.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was
Bucket and a
never
soup
empty.
ladle.
Yep.
It was never ever empty. It was always refilled. It was easy.
Yeah.
My goal for the day was to try and use up all the energy I had.
Yeah.
Mate, never did it. Never ever got to the end of that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I wake up, I have 6 teaspoons.
Yeah.
And getting out of bed uses 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I've had a shower for the day, that's another 1.
Well, that's
Yeah.
2 for me.
Yeah, if I have to go out and talk to people, that's another teaspoon.
I always tell people, like, if I've arrived at a function, or if I'm
Yes.
at your house, that's a win.
Yeah.
The fact that I've made it here is a
Yes.
win. Like, are you gonna jump up on stage and do a set?
Yeah, no.
It's like, just be.
The journey was
Thank-
was all
I
you're
made
getting.
it here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made it fucking here. That's a huge. That's a biggie.
Yeah.
I kind of compare it like when I wake up, it's like your phone wasn't the charger wasn't plugged in.
Yes.
And you've got like 24% of battery
Yep.
to last.
And now
you.
you've rung me. It's gone down to 20.
So then now, but
Yeah.
the thing is, you start learning how to utilize your energy. Like,
Yes.
it's like I can't. I've only got this much energy for the day. I don't want to waste it on. So you actually don't sweat the small stuff because you don't have the energy.
You can't afford to.
You can't afford to. Like,
Yeah.
so you start learning. Well, if it's something I can't control, then I don't even want to think about it because I need to be a parent. I need to have a shower.
Yeah.
I need to
I
eat.
need to prioritise.
I've got
And
like
I
an MRI
realise-
today, and
Yeah.
you know
I
what?
realise that anybody looking at me, I don't look crook. I'm lucky. I don't
Yeah.
look unwell,
Yeah.
which is great. But I am.
Yeah.
But I must be, because you took one look at me when I got to your house tonight. You're like, ugh. I was just like, I speak fluent onomatopoeia, and that I'm onomatopoeic, and that subtitle mean, oh, you look. Yeah,
but
you're living proof that sleep is important.
Me and Jen even recognise that when we see you though.
What's that?
Even Jen
Exactly.
was like, some days you'll leave and she'll be like, he's not well, eh? And I'm just like, nope.
The beautiful thing here is because I said this feels like home here. I don't have to hide.
You don't have to hide it.
Yeah, I
Don't have to pretend.
don't have to pretend. I
Where
don't
you're
feel.
at is where you're at.
Yeah, like, but like, because I know that we're conditioned. There's some friends that I've known. My day ones, I call them, like brothers that I've known since high school.
Yep.
But they even will tell me, like, it's like I'm not the guy to come to, because I just don't know how to help you. You know, like and there's people that they act differently around you, like whatnot, and you can feel it, and then next thing you know, you kind of sort of push away from those people a bit because you just hate being looked at as a charity case.
And also, sometimes, I don't know if you do this, but sometimes do you make yourself look happy?
Yes.
Because
dude.
you get stressed by looking at their stressed face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
that's
full-time
not
job for me.
a physical health thing, that's a mental health thing.
It's
Yeah.
a full-time
Because I
job.
do that. Funnily enough, me, and I don't know if you know this, but I have 2 partners now. I'm swinging wide. Maggie. You know how you had a list? You see mine. It's disgusting.
It's dirty. It's a dirty list.
Damn,
list.
son.
Yeah.
We had a massive argument the other week because
Who's we?
me, Kirsty, and Jen.
All the three of you had a name.
Yeah, because
I'm
Kirsty.
sorry. Who, Kirsty?
So Kirsty's.
Second wife.
So me and my wife have a partner, right?
No jokes.
We're in a
Thruple.
throuple
entanglement.
relationship. Yeah.
You're in a throuple.
Yeah, I kid you not. She lives in Wellington.
Fuck, that sounds hard work.
No,
Thank you,
it's
Maggie.
the best thing I've
Thank
ever done.
you.
Best thing I've ever done.
How'd that work?
I just don't know. It just worked. It's not something we wanted. No, that sounds
No.
bad. It's
No,
not something
I
we
can tell you
planned
how
on.
it happened. Like really,
But
when you
it
think of it.
happened, and we're just so happy about it.
Yeah.
A throuple.
But go back to the quarrel.
Oh, the quarrel was they're going, we're sick of you faking your happiness.
They're
Oh,
both
see,
sick of you.
It's not
Faking
black and
my
white like
happiness,
that,
yeah.
though.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a black and white.
No, but you know what they're saying.
Yeah, but there's a lot of levels.
What
to
they're
it.
saying is you're not actually happy. We'd really prefer the
Do you want me to
real
mope
you.
around
But
and
the-
be
but-
like,
The thing is, though, this goes back to what you were just saying.
Yeah.
Is that when you suffer from depression or mental health or whatever,
Yep.
anxiety is a big one.
Yep.
You do fake your happiness
yeah.
a lot of the time.
Because if you don't
Around
act
other
like the
people.
cows that people expect, you draw attention to yourself, which then draws like questions, which then brings up like conversations I don't want to have, or
Don't have the
or I
energy
could-
to have.
That's it.
or I could just put on the smile, blah blah. But then people don't see the crash when you come home,
Okay.
and you
Yeah.
and you don't have to put on that facade anymore, and it's the most tiring.
It's
It's
exhausting.
exhausting.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
fucking exhausting. And like I said, I've only got 23% battery, and I've got to go to this comedy gig tonight. I can already tell you now, I'm not going to make it. If I make it, I'm going to be like just like a quiet vegetable in the corner. But what that's
Yeah.
going to do is it's going to polarize me. It's going to people are
People
going to draw
will ask
attention.
questions.
They'll ask questions, and then it's
Yeah.
like opening doors of conversations I don't want to have.
Yeah.
And it's like so, or you can sort of like put on a bit of a front for the greater good of everyone.
Yeah.
So to simply say like you're just pretending to be happy, well, no, I feel like you can't.
Well, that is
Yeah.
what's happening, but
But-
I get why.
yeah, understand why.
It's like it got like for me personally, it got to the point last year where Morgan would be like, "Do you want to do this gig?" And the first thing I'd ask, "Who's on it?"
Oh man, that makes a hell of a difference.
Because if it's people I have to fake myself around or pretend to, do you know what I mean? Pretend
Yes,
to
I do.
like, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
No.
But if he came to me and said, yeah, it's Siobhan, Maggie, Cowles, Chris Ingham, I'm like, oh, I don't have to pretend with these people. I'm not even close with Chris, but it's like, I don't
You
feel
can
like
just be real.
I've known him long enough where I don't have to.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Richard Dryden's another one. Where I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that gig. But if he's like, oh, this person from Wellington, no, I'm out. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I totally know.
It's part of the reason why I'm like at the end of last year, I'm done with comedy.
Yeah, I
Because it was
was
just
front
too
row
hard.
center to it. You just, yeah,
I was just like, okay, I just can't fake it with people anymore.
yeah.
Oh, look, the teaspoon theory of life. I'm
It's
loving it.
100% true. Yeah.
Yeah, here is the energy I have.
Yeah.
I cannot waste any of it on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Literally.
And it's something I've been saying a lot lately is like, I just don't have enough spoons. That's what I say. I just
Yeah.
don't have enough spoons for this.
Yeah,
It's like my spoon draw's empty, sorry.
because that's I sort of came clean with. It started with Morgan and Dylan. Another thing that I hid from everyone, like I was quietly, I was a functional drug and alcoholic, right under all of your noses. Because I wouldn't do it to get fucked up. My thing is like, is the cows that I expect to be, and the cows that everyone expects to, be coming along to whatever the gig is like here, and I was down here, and all I wanted to be was even keel, and like faking it was just not enough. I needed because my battery was low, but I wanted to be at all these events and whatnot. So then I started, especially when you have those amnesty cards at the pharmacy, and your doctor's more or less your drug dealer, and you can just ask for anything, and then if bit of
I so want one of those.
just put them under my name, mate. You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
I should just
Like-
send you a list.
Like Oxycontin with like I don't know,
I don't even
with a
want
bit
that.
of bit of tramadol and a few shots of Bacardi, sort of
Most-
thing.
it's mostly the
That
Viagra.
at the back of Bubbles Bar, there's that curtain and there's that like room right at the back. There's a bathroom in there, and I used to call it my office. That's where I'll do my little like drug and alcohol like escapades.
Oh my gosh.
I did it like not. It was
Boy,
kind of like
you so lucky I didn't know.
near the. Oh man, you would beat
not
the
just, not just you.
Like my God, and like I said, it wasn't like I was getting fucked up or anything. I was like it would take
you
me
were
to like
basically just trying to reach an even keel.
reach an even keel. Yeah, like it would get me to a place where it's like, oh, like I don't feel like a worthless piece of
We
shit for
are
the next 2
functional.
hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I feel like that 2018 cows that I aspire to be just happy. But the problem is putting on that facade, and now you add narcotics to the mix.
crash after that would be
you nailed
awful.
it. The crash.
Yeah.
I'd get home, and now you've gone from all that to now it's just a quiet. You're just in your room. It's all quiet, and the crash is brutal. And then you got to pick yourself up and do it again. And that's the spiral. Like
Yeah.
and like
Because you will need more and more to get to your even keel.
Yeah.
The
and that's
crash
what
would
I
have
was.
been horrific.
It was brutal, but it was no one was asking questions. Like I was putting all my energy into hiding things because I just didn't want to, I guess, confront it. I was running, I think, and I couldn't hide it any longer. You were the first person to pick up on because when we were talking, when you gave me that dressing down, I wasn't. Don't get me wrong, I'm a pisshead, like from way back, but I wasn't.
you weren't right that day.
but
Not
I
at
wasn't
all.
dabbling in like drugs and alcohol at that time. That came sort of later in the piece when I was really like shit was hitting the fan, and I'm like it became so overwhelming. All the things that I've been running from
Yes.
are now right there in my face, and I realized all the things that I've been ignoring over the years, they all just came. Because I firmly believe that's part of the reason why I got so sick. Like I
yeah.
said to you, they have no idea how the pancreatitis and that came along, and in my head I'm like stress.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stress.
undoubtedly.
Yeah,
And I
undoubtedly.
think you would have ignored every single message your body was sending you.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just as stubbornly. So stubbornness is a double-edged sword. Like stubbornness kept me alive, but stubbornness is what got me to that point. Because I was just like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll be right. Like I'm just giving a couple of shots. Like you give me some of that tramadol, whatever. Like
Oh, I ignored things as well. And it wasn't... I remember being offered a really good part in a play. Actually, it was Summer Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah.
I was offered a phenomenal part in one of the Summer Shakespeares. And I had to go to the director and say, I think it's menopause or something. Something's not right. I couldn't remember my lines.
Yeah.
Any of my lines.
Yeah.
This was literally the part of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember my lines. And it didn't matter how much I went through it. It didn't matter who was helping me. I couldn't remember any of my blooming lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awful. It was
Yeah.
absolutely awful.
Those mind blanks.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I
Now
was
I can't
sure-
remember things anymore. Like I'm like, what happened, and
Yeah.
who's that person?
I was sure it was all. I decided it was all menopause. That's what it is. It's menopause. I just need to take some vitamins. I need to take some minerals. I need to give some blood. Something will fix it. But had I been paying attention, actually,
Like really paying attention.
Yeah, yeah.
And being honest with yourself. too.
totally, they would have been. Well, I don't think they would have found it any quicker, to be honest. They might have been looking a bit more, but even so, there's nothing I could have done to make it any better. That's the thing. That's the other thing I've had to take time to grieve about.
Yeah.
Didn't matter how I lived my life, to be honest. This shit was always going to catch me.
Sometimes shit things happen to good people. Eh?
Yep.
It's and
My God, looking back though, I had so many opportunities for being bad. Wish I'd taken them.
being yeah. So if I want a fucking cigarette, leave me alone.
Yeah. That's the moral of this whole podcast.
Straight I was.
Cows have a smoke, for God's sake.
Yeah, like we're gonna end up with a bloody nose because I'm gonna be so shitty.
Oh no,
Like,
I won't give you grief for that.
Yeah.
well, I think
I've
especially
done
now
other
what you've
things.
been through, I think especially you'll be like, if you heard like chitter like, look at cows over there having a smoke, I think you'll be the first one to be like, hey, leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah.
You know, like
None of your business.
Yeah.
you know your business. Because again, I keep saying until you've walked a mile in our shoes,
Yeah.
how dare you? Like, you
You
know,
don't get to judge.
you don't
Yeah,
get to judge
totally.
because you know I keep saying it, like I refuse to live my life in fear, and if I don't have that much time left, let me live it the way I want to live it.
Oh heck yes.
It's also
You know,
like I've
pre-diabetic, but I don't have Coke Zero.
yeah.
I get the real stuff.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna go, you're gonna get sugar.
But again, I like the smoking thing. The other thing I always think about is like, this is your mental health, and if that one cigarette you're gonna have gets you through the night
Yes.
when you're not sleeping,
Yes.
let him have
The surgical team at the hospital, even though they don't condone smoking, but the head surgeon, Dr. Coots, he was just like, he's like, even though I don't condone smoking, it must be great for your mental health.
Yeah,
And I go, it gives me a
exactly.
reason to go outside, get out of these four walls.
Gives you a reason to get out of bed sometimes.
You know, like, it's, and he was just like, he goes, I understand.
Yeah.
And he goes, and let's be honest there, Calves, we're kind of a bit past the old all smoking could damage you because you're pretty fucking damaged. I was like, I'm still getting over the fact I
Well,
can't
the
drink.
irony is your lungs are not damaged.
No, they're not. Nah, they're
Which
not.
I do find funny.
But I can't drink anymore. Are you the same? You can't, no more alcohol for you? Or?
Nah, I tried.
Oh, you tried? Oh, man, every time
When
I
I
bring
got
that up.
I was going to say, if you're constantly almost tipsy, having a drink isn't going to help.
That's literally what I did.
Yeah.
I'm always dizzy, so I thought I'm gonna actually get drunk and see if like sometimes when you have to kickstart something. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
really break
Yeah.
it and kickstart it, and maybe it won't come back. Yeah, no, that didn't work.
No, you just got a hangover?
No, didn't get a hangover.
Yeah.
I was sick as my god. Yeah, but the dizziness didn't get any worse. I felt horrific. Went to sleep, woke up, dizzy's back.
Yeah.
It's like a friend I don't really want.
Yeah. I got
You know, every morning I wake up, I'm still lying down. I'm not dizzy. Woohoo! Maybe today's the day it's gone.
Yeah.
And then I sit up and it goes, I'm here.
Yeah.
You have those days where you're just like, fuck it, and you're just in bed all day.
Oh, some days I don't get up till 4:00 in the afternoon.
At least you got up. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I haven't got out of bed, and apart from going to the bathroom, I haven't really left my room in 2-3 days. This is...
Oh no, I will
can't.
not
I
do
really
that.
find it hard. Like physically, I can't. Like
It's exhausting.
I have to get my daughter to help me up
Yes.
because she's the same. She's like come outside with me, Dad, and I'm just like, babe. When I say I can't,
You can't. There's
I
nothing in there.
physically can't. She knows that now. And she knows that because when I said active relaxer before,
Yeah.
I'm definitely a active relaxer. And then I look at the lawns; they're not mowed. I look at all these things, and it's just. It sucks. It's really hard.
It's all shit.
Yeah, it's
All
horseshit.
of it's crap. I've had to get a cleaner. You know, look, you have no idea. Yes, it's great that I can pay for it, that I got a cleaner that's paid for. But I like doing my own bloody cleaning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Do you know
I
what
like
I
doing
mean?
my own washing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. The woman made my bed the other day.
Yeah, it's a
Put
little
the
bit.
sheets on the wrong way.
She put the sheets on the wrong way. That's your
Yes.
job.
Yeah, they're just in the wrong way.
There's something about. There's something demasculating. Is that a word? Demasculating. Yeah, about
Emasculating.
emasculating.
yeah.
Thank you. Like my daughter will come in. She's like, "Here's got your washing, Dad," and it's just like,
Oh,
like,
well.
like, thank you, but fuck me. Like, you know,
Yeah.
do you want me to fold them for you? I'm like, fuck no.
No, get your hand out of my underpants. No.
Yeah.
I knew.
Do you know something funny? I'm not allowed to make the bed without supervision.
Without supervision.
For that exact reason.
Without supervision.
Because you put the sheets and the pillows all on the wrong.
Oh, the blanket will have the buttons up the top.
Oh, you rook.
What's wrong with
You
you?
rookie.
It's just, to me, it's not.
Oh,
Yeah,
nah.
but no, my
Do you know what I
OCD can't handle that. Like,
I'm just.
See, what your missus needs to do is let you sleep on it, underneath it, with the buttons in the wrong place.
I would. I did up until I met her. How did I make the bed? Sheet got thrown on, the blankets got thrown on, smoothed out, got in.
I can imagine like
fucking kidding.
cuddling like the duvet up to your chin, and you turn over and then stab you,
Exactly.
and you're
Nah,
just
it
like,
doesn't
"Fuck it, didn't make the fucking bed again."
Yeah. I have to be supervised.
You have to be super.
I'm not allowed to do washing anymore.
anymore. What did you do?
How can you do
how'd
the
you, how'd you
washing
fuck
roll?
it up?
There's been colours, things that come out
Oh, honey,
with
hush.
pink or blue on them. I'm not allowed to do that stuff anymore unless I'm supervised. She'll go and she'll go
Nah,
like,
I'm on to
she'll
your-
be like,
Yeah, see, I'm at the same place as you, Kels.
I'm on to you. It's kind of like when you go
no,
to
because
like
I do other jobs.
a family reunion or a marae, and it's like you get asked to make like 20 cups of tea. The key is you make them terribly,
That's
and you
it.
never get asked
I
to
see.
make them again. So you're
I-
like, how do I get out of this washing bullshit? I know.
I'll
Chuck
make
us that
them
pic-
pink.
Pick that. Give me
Yeah.
the red polo shirt. Yeah. that-
No, because the only things I've ever damaged has been my own stuff.
oh,
So I got no. one to
poor silly me again.
But there's no. Don't get me wrong. I do other jobs.
Yeah, of course you do,
around.
bro.
Like,
Of course
I have
you
other
do.
things I do. So.
Yeah, of course you do. Like, but in saying that, that would be a very nifty way to get out of things. I basically spent a year in hospital. I put in the groundwork. I put a year in hospital.
Yeah.
Debilitating diseases. And look at me now, chore free.
I think I'd rather have the choice.
The
Yeah,
payoff.
that seems like a bit of a very unbalanced equation.
And by the sounds of it, I'm getting me a guide dog. So.
Well, hey.
Look, even though, like, you know, you guys know that I got bad eyesight, when the Blind Foundation come to your house and be like, bruh, you need it. How do you even, like, live?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wait, I've been taking the piss for years. Like, can't be that far off a Labrador. They go, you should have had one years ago.
Oh, where?
I'm like, oh, well, I won't be able to walk it. I can't commit to walking the dog every day. No, we have someone that comes and walks it for you.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing. I was
amazing.
like, I can't commit to that. And yeah, they the whole 9 yards. I just got my my Horizons travel card. Like, it's, what is it, 60%, 70% off all taxis.
Oh, yeah, I got one of them.
Yeah.
Up to $1 amount though, eh?
Yeah, up to $1 amount. Because
Still very good because it's not a big town.
Because like that's part of like when you can't drive anymore. That's part of your budget is deliveries and public transport.
Yes.
Yeah.
It becomes part of your budget.
Oh, so are you under Mana Whaikaha?
Yes.
Aye, same here.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. It was actually this fella here who kind of got the wheels spinning. Where it's like, he's like, you must be
Took a year.
entitled to so many things.
I'm not kidding.
Because it's like, you know, I've never been a
gonna shush over
beneficiary
here.
or anything. I don't know what I'm entitled to, but it runs deeper than winds.
Yeah, my physio's been trying for ages. Muggy, this is... Nah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
And then months go past, you're like, and have you hit up the Blind Foundation? I'm like, nah, really. Sure, but what are they going to do? It turns out a fucking lot,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I get you. I was the same with OT. My physio was like, you need to get an OT. No, I don't. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Yeah, that's why the ramp got done.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: when self-driving cars become like more and more popular, are we good to go?
No.
You still need good eyesight, even though it's
You
self-driving.
got to program it.
No,
Yeah, you got to know where to put the ignition.
no,
And
you've got to be able to drive the car in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
well then,
Yeah,
oh,
so
fuck.
if you're blind, you're not driving no damn car.
Oh yeah, I just thought. Oh yeah.
No.
In 100 years, perhaps.
In 100 years, be like the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Like,
More like iRobot.
like people
Yeah.
like do you
See
sometimes
how that went with Will Smith? Not well. Not well.
Not well at all. Love that film.
Yeah.
Nah.
fucking Will Smith. Like, Jesus, what a fuckwit.
Well, we'll get this wrapped up because it's getting late,
What a fuckwit.
and we've been on this for almost 2 hours.
No, we haven't.
Hour 49.
Goes fast, eh?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll make this 2 episodes.
Nah, fuck it.
No. I keep every time I put out one more than an hour and a half, hour 45. People
That's a
message
film.
Me. Yeah, people message me like, I can't listen to all of this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if I put out 2 episodes, they're like, that's better. I'm like, you're still gonna listen to all of it.
I was talking to Tyron last night on the phone. I'm like, we were sort of like giving you the flowers and props like near the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you didn't like get to the 2 hour mark, so I'm just telling you. Now he's just like, oh yeah, no, I was gonna listen to the next half of it. So you're right, that is a bit of a
If you
mish.
divide it up, people feel it's more digestible. But
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know it'd been that long.
No, but it's been good to hear your journey.
yeah,
Because I can tell you now, you're a very inspiring human being, Maggie.
yeah, totally.
Hey, fuck you. That's what I'm.
No, I
stand by what I-
agree.
I stand by what I said. Don't
Yeah.
just take the compliment with fucking of a smile. Is that
I'm
gonna be hard?
terribly sorry. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
sir.
you fuck. Was
Thank
that so
you.
fucking hard?
And my favourite thing is like you've always given off since the day I met you this amazing energy.
Yeah.
You've always had an amazing energy, an
Yeah.
aura. if
An
you
aura,
will.
yeah, I was about to say this
Yeah.
aura, like welcoming aura.
And
But
there's
on the
certain
flip side
people-
to that, if you don't like someone, they'll know.
Yeah.
If you love someone, you feel it. But I've seen you the other way around. Like you've done it to me.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck are you doing? Like you had that snarl. Like
Now, see, that was coming from a place
but
of
it came
absolute
from
love.
love. It came
Yeah.
love, man.
Yeah, man. That's because I cared
My
enough.
mum always
Yeah.
thanks you for that. Like
Yeah.
she she's always asking how you are. You're very popular at our house.
Yeah.
You're,
Thank you.
There's two
it runs
people.
deep with you.
There's 2 people I've met who always have that energy, and that's you and Matthew Willie. I've
Oh,
always
Matthew's
thought,
glorious.
I love being around you, and I love being around him. Do you know
can't
what I mean?
believe
And when
you're
you 2
here.
are both together, ugh, forget
It's
it.
horrible. It's horrible.
Who could be?
You put two positives together and it's combustion. Baby.
Yeah, as a massive depressive, I hate
It's
it.
just
I'm
overly.
just like, look at these
It's
happy
overly
people.
happy. It's just like, oh, it's so good to hear from you. It's just like, and you're just like, oh, you're making me bring out my Hampshire accent with Matthew Willie. Like,
The difference is when you say to me, and Matthew's the same.
Yeah.
Actually, Elena's the same. When you guys say, "How are you?" I feel how genuine that
Yeah.
question is. It's not like, "Oh
100%.
yeah, how are you?" And then it's like, oh, "Look, you don't care."
It's
Do you
a
know what I mean?
real question.
It's a real question.
because I tried to fob him off. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good, mate. I'm here, right? He's just like, no.
No,
I really
want
need
to
to.
know.
I was
Yeah.
just like, well, you should have luck, mate, because I've adapted this white lie thing. But when I said it in the car to you, you took it as a race thing. You're like, you may do that to white people, but if you white lie, to me, I'll come back there and I'll.
It's not that. So for me, that's the truth. It wasn't about who you're telling your white lie to. It's like, boy, don't try.
And like,
Yeah.
did you hear my mum when you said that? Like, I'll come back there and I'll hurt you. My mum was like,
Yeah.
I heard her.
I was like, oh fuck, oh
I
fuck,
love your mother.
Oh,
She's
fuck me.
glorious.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
No.
Like, you're
What's the
well
point?
loved,
We're
well
not
loved.
here for a long time. If
Yeah.
nothing else, like I think I said to you boys today, I'm aware. We all know we're going to die.
yeah.
I'm aware.
Your time is your time.
Yeah, but I'm now aware. I can see the fella at the end of the race with the flag.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to be between now and me reaching the end, but I do know it's much shorter than I planned.
Have you sort of come to terms with that? Are you?
No.
No.
I don't think anyone ever does, eh?
No.
Then yeah, I don't know how to describe
Technically,
it.
I have. Technically, I'm aware that this
Yeah.
cannot be cured.
Yeah.
That I'm never getting away from it. It isn't going to get
Quality and
better.
quantity of life have
Yeah,
changed.
yeah. So
yeah.
technically, I am aware. But when things, like you said today about what my walk-in was like, yeah, what my speech
What your
was
speech
like.
was, yeah.
Yes. I'm aware. It is going down a hill.
Yeah.
It is not easy.
Because I remember, like you said, when that day when you're at the Globe,
Yeah.
you and I sat there and we said, and I was like, "How can we get you on stage?"
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was it. And it wasn't because I wanted to be selfish. No, I did want to be selfish. I love you on stage. Do you know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
I wanted it. I wanted Maggie back up there.
Yeah.
But it was like you still, no matter the diversity, the matter the challenge. I could see that you're like, I'll do it.
I'll come back.
Yeah, I'll get
not
there.
yet.
Trust
at
me,
the
I'll
time,
get
you're
there.
like, not now.
Yeah.
But I will be, and lo and behold, here you are.
Can I ask you, Mags, when's your birthday?
September the 11th.
Fuck.
Yeah,
September
when
11th.
they...
September 11th.
Same as my brother-in-law.
At least it's easy to remember. But I was about to say that's a big milestone, like, because that age, that number 56 must have been there's an uneasy feeling to get past your dad's.
My dad was 56 and a half.
Yeah, so to get past
I have
that.
passed the halfway
But
mark.
to have that 57 would be a nice.
Oh, I'm so it's a stupid thing. Do you know it's not one of those? It's not 60 or something. But if I get to 67 and I haven't succumbed to dementia, waha, what a party!
It's my absolute pie in the sky dream of mine is to make 50. That is my absolute life's wish.
Yep, I hear you.
To get to the age of 50.
Yeah. I've got some hope because my elder brother has got the same thing.
Hope is very
And he's
important.
63.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yes, he's 63, but he's had a heap of strokes.
Yeah.
And he's in a wheelchair and he can't speak anymore.
Yeah.
Hope is everything.
Yeah.
Like Andy Dufresne said in Shawshank Redemption, like hope is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. Like without hope, it's making shit a lot harder. Like
Hope is literally what gets me out of bed every day.
hope and stubbornness.
Oh!
Sometimes I have this chip on my shoulder. I'm like, fuck you, not today.
Yeah, seriously. I'm so bloody minded. I really, really am.
Yeah.
So it's like, I may not have told you boys, I've decided how I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Definitely.
How?
I've decided. It's going to be under a younger man after I've had the world's biggest orgasm. Yep.
Yes, yep.
Jesus, what?
Yep. That I've decided.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Hey,
So you're not the only one with a dirty,
I'm
dirty
100%
list.
for this.
Yes.
I don't want to be involved.
No,
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just don't want to be there when someone dies while I'm fucking them. Because holy shit.
Yeah, rude.
Yeah. I'd be like, well, I'm going to cut my dick off now because I kill people.
I smashed the back out of that. I fucked the shit out of her. Like, she ain't
and
coming back.
I'd have to ring your son and be like, look, this is awkward. But
Look, you died doing what they loved.
yeah, but yes, I
Absolutely.
think that's a great idea. I think
Yeah, man.
Good for you.
Good
Yes.
for you.
I'm 100%. You know what? I want the same. Not by a young man. We'll change it up a bit. I like this idea now.
Yes.
I mean, between your two, your bucket list, whatever you want to do, that your thruple. I need to dirty up my list. It's too squeaky clean.
only
I've
if it
heard-
makes you happy.
I've heard about your last year. You don't need to dirty it up anymore. You're good.
Yeah, nah, I've done some things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard the Barry White coming out there.
Yeah.
That's a different podcast.
My darling,
Oh, God, Vivi.
these these escapades. I'll talk about on the way home. I think.
God, I will turn the mics off in a minute.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. No, I tried to turn yours off actually when you said the word. I don't want to hear you say orgasm ever again.
Oh,
That
come
was-
on. Bro, your mum's had orgasms. Get over it.
Stop it. Oh, I wish you could see his face.
Yeah. Oh, this is why we need live video.
Man, just ran into
Should we
that.
wrap it up? Before,
Oh, I think so.
should we wrap it up before Kels kills me?
Kel's going to be sick.
That's not even acting. This is not. I'm not hyperbolizing my feelings. It's just this is. Bruh. And saying that, like, I walked in on Kiana losing her virginity.
Oh, where?
She was getting doggy style by her boyfriend. And
Stop it.
no, I did 100%. But hearing your mum having the time of
No,
her life.
no.
I
How the
didn't
hell
say-
did you cope?
Oh yeah. I think that's what spawned that. What brought on the pancreatitis. To be fair.
Oh,
Yeah.
The stress has to go somewhere.
Just have to go
Actually,
somewhere.
yeah, it wasn't long after that, eh?
What's that?
It wasn't long after that you were in
No,
hospital
like,
for like 6 months.
Because you kind of like, when
You can't unsee that, can you?
You can't. Well,
Oh,
you
I'm
kind
so
of
glad.
talk about, like in Bad Boys 2, when
Yeah.
that boy comes to the
Yes.
like take her out on a date. We always like joke about that, and like, and the bros like their daughters is like, oh man, Uncle Cal's will be over real quick, and then you're confronted with that moment, and it's like, Yep. So within the last 2.5 and 3/4 minutes, we've mentioned my mum's orgasm and my daughter losing her virginity. What a
This
way to...
podcast went downhill real fast.
It started with the word orgasm.
yeah.
When you said the word orgasm, and I thought it was gonna be a beautiful moment. It's like,
Me too.
You know how I'm gonna die? I was like, oh, it's just like
I was like-
on
I
a
was
beach
like-
somewhere, on a beach.
Sunset on
Yeah.
a beach.
A call back to her, like beach.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be on Foxton Beach.
And
You know,
aged whiskey.
and she's like,
in my
I'm gonna
hand.
find me a young man, get underneath him, and I had the best orgasm ever. I'm just
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and then I'm like, don't ever say that again. And old fuckface over here goes, oh, your mum's had orgasms. Oh, dude, I mean, I know, but I don't. So
Can I just say,
no,
that was
no,
just
no.
the,
No,
that's
you
just
can't.
the best
Cut that,
moment
cut
of the
that fucking,
day.
put that fucking microphone. Cut that cord.
All right.
I'll cut that fucking cord. You fucking.
Oh my god. Oh, you guys have really made my day. Thank
Good.
you so
Good.
much.
Good. I'm glad one of yous are happy. I'm fucking rattled. I'm rattled.
Yeah.
Rattled.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
All right.
I love
All
you,
right.
Maggie. It's
Yeah.
so good to
Love
see
you
you.
too,
And
boys.
you're an
Yeah.
inspiring human being. And
Thank you so much for inviting
Anytime.
me
And
in
thank
Tell you what,
today.
any day you want to be on.
anytime.
Love
In
this.
fact, all of this is portable. We can come to you
Oh, that would have worked.
because that way it's a bit
Let's
warmer.
get the cab. See, let's get some bucket of wicked wings.
Yeah.
And I want to ride on that ramp or that, that. Do you have a lift? Or
No.
is it just a ramp?
It's just a ramp.
I mean, I would do. Hearing you laugh is like
Oh,
food for the
man.
soul, man.
Love it.
Yep.
We got it recorded now, so we can listen to it whenever we want.
I'm probably not going to listen to it because, again, I don't want to hear her say that word. Or starts an or orgasm. I don't want to.
All right.
You fucking.
I'm gonna look
Just
at
like
your
Dylan, I
mum
was waiting for
different.
this beautiful, like, I know how I'm going to die. And I was like, oh, yeah. It's like, yeah. And then it went that
Yeah.
way.
Oh, no, got a
didn't-
plan,
I
bro.
wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that
What
one.
makes me laugh is I'm surprised you're both surprised. What did you think I had in mind?
Oh, like I
Beach.
said, beach,
On the
sunset.
beach. Yeah. Like a
Yeah.
cocktail, I don't know.
And
Like,
then
Eat your
what?
favourite food. I don't
your
know.
favourite food.
The fuck would I want to die
like
after
a movie and the credits roll.
Cadets roll, like, yeah.
Oh, y'all
You
have been.
assume- you
You've
assume-
been watching Mills and Boone far too much.
Yeah.
There was a Boone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Far too much. No, this is more 50 Shades.
50
Mind
Shades.
you, I always, for a long time, I wanted to die on stage.
Oh no.
Like, there was a comedian that happened to, and they
Yes,
thought it was funny.
oh,
It was a British comedian.
Tommy.
Tommy. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy Cooper.
Tommy Cooper,
Like,
yes.
what,
yes.
mid-set just collapsed?
Because he used to do this thing where he would, like, pretend to, like, have a heart attack and drop dead.
Oh,
Yes.
no, so no one would have reacted, like,
Everyone
for a
was
while.
like, so
So the nature of Tommy Cooper's comedy is he would often get things wrong on the stage.
yeah.
Yeah, and so he went a bit weird.
Mm.
Everybody thought it was part of the act. He then fell over. Everybody wet themselves, and then he didn't get up.
Yeah.
And he literally had a heart attack and died on
Yeah.
stage.
And so people would wait, because he would sometimes lie there for 20 seconds, 30
Yeah.
seconds, not move.
2
not
minutes later,
talk.
it's like, oh, he's really pushing this.
Everyone's like, he's committed to the bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then after a while, people were like, something's wrong.
Mm.
He's not moving or breathing. And he died. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I would love that.
Really?
Oh,
I feel like
100%.
if I was...
How awful for your audience.
If
Not
I
my
could feel
problem anymore.
if I could feel
true.
like I'm having a cardiac arrest or something on stage, I would run like I'd at least collapse like backstage sort of thing. I wouldn't
I
do it.
don't think that's quite how your brain works in the middle of a cardiac arrest.
Well, how are you gonna be like, oh shit, I'm dying. Give me a young man to orgasm under.
I'm going to plan it.
I could have. How do you
Because things will have got worse.
induced? All right.
Might have to pay him.
Might have to.
There's a tip if you work harder.
Like, how hard do you want me to go? Fuck me till I'm dead. Like,
Oh God.
oh Jesus.
That's a real kink. You got to find someone with a real weird.
That,
kink
that
for
might
one.
cost a bit extra.
Jesus.
I might need money for travel costs for that one because.
I mean,
You know,
far out.
What I love is that you two are planning it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we're doing the logistics of
I
the
know.
thing. Like, oh,
That's
I
just
know
gonna-
a guy. I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah.
That's just gonna keep me laughing all
at
evening.
least I hope you get a hotel room too. 'Cause
Yeah. Not a motel. You don't want to end your life at a motor inn.
Go classy.
You don't want to go to a motor inn. Like,
Yeah.
oh, God.
Go to the Hilton and all.
Yeah. Go.
Hey,
James Cook has got a good buffet.
Look, if I'm planning on dying, I don't have to pay for it. So I'm
True.
going real classy.
You found a loophole. Like,
True.
Yeah.
if you die in the hotel room and their first night's free, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Rack up a bill of like room service bill.
Room service bill.
Rack it up.
really wreck it up, and then you don't die. You're like, God.
Yo,
Oh.
God, he revives you. Oh, he's like, you
saved your life.
You're like, this is it, and he's like, I'm just gonna finish, and it pumps you, gets your heart pumping again, and you're like, oh, this is awkward.
Oh, so you're the one that saved my life. They come here,
Yeah,
fucking.
Oh my
I got a
god!
$3,000 bill that I got to owe the Hilton now.
Oh, there has to be a play in that.
There has to be a.
oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. All right.
But,
Okie
Yeah.
dokie.
Thank you,
Let's
Maggie.
go
We'll
home.
do it again.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you. Love you
Bye.
lots.
Bye.
Oh, don't jump, everyone.
Oh yeah, don't jump either.
Don't jump.
Like, stay alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Stay
no,
alive.
stay alive. There are better stories out there.
Yeah.
Be like Bee Gees and stay alive. Stay in alive. Stay in and stay alive.
Okay. Bye bye.
Is it two separate words? Stay in.
Staying alive is 2 words.
Stay. What about if you get rid of the G and it's stay in?
That's,
Then they just
Stay in the
make
alive.
friends.
Like that. Stay. You know.
Just
staying
don't jump.
alive is
Just
2 words.
Don't jump.
mate.
We'll just check the depth of the river.
No,
before
don't
we
jump.
No, just talk to
But I want to do a sweet mummy into the river. Like,
Oh, this is the end.
you know, like